M626 in the building. Our resident comedian, man. Our resident comedian on the board, man. Shout out to our resident comedian, man. Shout out to everybody watching on Instagram too, and everybody watching on Rumble. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. No cap. Hate saying that. I hate saying cap. I don't even know what the fuck that mean. The fuck do cap mean, man? I know cap means a lie, but why the fuck does it mean a lie? Why does cap mean lying? Somebody tell me why does cap mean lying? Salute to my man Nate Ways, aka Ricky Henderson. Coming through once again. He says, "Attention, nation. I want to bless Ock tonight. I need your help. I need 10 people to make a super chat donation of 10 or more. In return, I will cash app Ock $100. And he ain't lying, man. He ain't lying, man. So make sure y'all do that, man. Salute, man. Y'all got all night, man. Get it done. Shout out to Nate Ways, man. Mm. Yeah, man. Let me tell you something though, man. It's a lot going on in the stand. It's a lot going on in the stand. You heard me? Bless her heart. It's a lot going on in the stand. It's a lot going on in the stand. Oh man, it's a lot going on in the stand, man. I think we gotta start with a little bit of fuckery though, man. We might gotta start with some of the fuckery, man. There's too much going on in the stand, man. Jesus. Yeah, man. I gotta come in. I'm gonna get into this one in a minute, but I'm gonna wait till everybody get in here, man. Um, I'm gonna wait till everybody get in here, man, because I got a lot to say about this one, man. I got a lot to say about this one, man. I got a lot to say about this one. Shout out to Rod, man. Pause. Shout out to Rod Manhammer. Pause. Remember them niggas from up the hill, up in Brownsville, that you rolled dice with, smoked blunts and got nice with? Yeah, my nigga Fame up in Prospect. Nah, man. Then my niggas mad love wouldn't disrespect. I didn't say them. They schooled me to some niggas that you knew from back when you was clocking minor figures. Now they heard you blowing up like nitro and they want to stick the knife in your windpipe slow. So I'm warning you, so they wanted me. Now I'm wanting you. I got the max, son. Tell me what you want to do. Damn, niggas want to stick me for my papers. Damn, niggas want to stick me for my papers. About the Rolexes and the Lexus with the Texas license plate out of state. They heard about the pounds you locked down in Georgetown. Plus they heard you got half of Virginia locked down. They heard about the man. That was my joint, man. That was my shit. Mm. Yeah, man. In there. Nah, man. Biggie wasn't into none of that funny stuff, man. Nah. You ain't heard, you would have heard it. You would have heard it by now. Everybody listen, they on Vin Diesel ass, man. Everybody getting everybody shit coming out. You would have been heard it, man. Over these years, you would have been heard that shit. You ain't heard nothing about Biggie, man. You would have been heard that shit if Biggie was into some funky stuff, man. I don't even think Puff would try Biggie. Press one. I don't even think Puff would try Biggie because you gotta have a person gotta kind of see an opening. One of them type dudes, they gotta see like an opening, like because they don't want to. If they go for it and you be like, what? This the fuck? It's gonna be weird. They gotta see a little opening or even like a somewhere they could power play you or something. But they ain't just gonna try if it ain't nothing there, they not gonna try it. No, a lot of times. Shout out to Guy Ninja. Yeah, man. Christmas. I got my wife's gift, man. That shit came today, man. Last year I ain't get her nothing, man. She was mad as shit, man. Last year my wife was mad as shit. I ain't get her nothing, man. I forgot, man. But I got something this year, man. Yeah, man. I got her something this year. That shit just came in the mail, man. I got her a vacuum cleaner. Say, nah, I'm fucking around. Um, yeah, man. Everybody smash that like button, man. We gonna get into this, man. These sisters done lost their mind, man. What's wrong with these sisters, man? All right, man. Let me just go ahead and get started, man. Let me go ahead and get started. Shout out to. Let me go ahead and get started, man. So this Simone Biles' husband, man. Everybody know who Simone Biles is, man. I ain't even gonna ask that. Everybody know who she is, man. Olympics and shit. Everybody know who she is. Even if you don't know her name, you know who she is when you see her. That's that little fucking gymnastics broad. Um,
It's like she pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, So I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back, and I get I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay, so I see what's up, and then I still wait. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, that's up, man. This gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and
listen, let me tell you something, man. This is their story, man. This is their story. Listen, women love to be lied to. Press 1. Him acting like he ain't know who she was. She likes that. Because now she like, oh, he liked me for me. He don't like me because I'm the GOAT of gymnastics. He liked me for me. That makes her feel good. She loves that he's saying that he ain't know who she was. That's their little story. That's what he told her at the beginning. Oh, I ain't even know who she was. Yeah, she the GOAT, man. She the GOAT. That little Mary Lou Retton and all that shit they was doing back in the day. It's that shit like the motherfuckers that was dribbling the basketball like this back in the day and shooting like this. That Mary Lou Retton, man. Mary Lou Retton ain't got shit on to Simone Biles, man. Carrie Strug and all them motherfuckers. They ain't got nothing on Simone Biles, man. But anyway, everybody say he dissing her. He dissing her by saying this. That's the first story he told. He lied. I know he lied. I know he liked her. I mean, I know he knew who she was. Everybody know who she is. I don't believe that. But that's what he told her. And that made her feel good. Because she like, oh, this nigga don't want me for my fame. He liked me for me.
And we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August. It's like she pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, So I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do.
She's super duper woke, but what would you expect, man?
My workout, and I come back, and I get I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, that's up, man. This gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. late July, early August. It's like she popped. So I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched like, you know.
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
Yeah, man, that's their story, man. Let them have their story of how they met, man. All the black women online are furious with this guy. All the black women online are furious. They're furious with this guy. They're incensed. They're incensed with him. Trying to say he's trying to tear her down. I'm gonna break this down for y'all too.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we
look at that smile. Yo, she head over heels in love with that nigga, man. Yo, she is head over heels in love with that nigga. She loved that nigga, man. She loved me some him. She loved her some him. She'll never love that way again. That's this story. He told her, look, I didn't even know who you was. She like, oh man. And she liked being lied to. Women like being lied to. Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. Women love being lied to. All my men out there, man, don't never forget this, man. If you a young guy, I wish somebody would have told me this when I was younger. Even though I did a lot of lying, but just more. Women love being lied to. Tell them what they listen, man. Why you gonna ruin a perfect date by telling her the truth, man? Press one. Why would you? If you meet a broad, right, and she fine as shit, and you like her, y'all hitting it off, and she asks you, "Do you have a job?" And you know that, damn, if I don't got a job, that might mess it up. What's the problem with saying I got a job? I work in construction. I'm a handyman. Oh yeah, I sell insurance. Why not just say that so she can feel like, cause she wanna like you. And then you be like, nah, I ain't got no job. It's like, womp, 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 womp. It's like, women like being lied to, man. Listen, just let it, especially when they like you. When a woman likes you, she's in a fairy tale zone. When a woman likes you, she's in a fairy tale zone. Like whatever butterflies we get when we see a broad that we like, their shit is way worse, right? So it's like a fairy tale. Why mess it up with the truth, man? Why mess it up by telling her the truth? And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Once you smash, it don't even matter. Press one. Once you smash, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. Y'all make love, make that leg shake. You know how when that leg shake, when that leg shake. And the next morning, she be like, ain't you going to work? And you be like, oh. Now you could be on your phone. Hey man, what's up, man? Yeah, man. Did they ever call you back? Did your manager ever call you back about my application? And she like, I thought you had a job. You're like, oh yeah. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. It don't even matter now. Cause she love you now. Now listen, I will say this. Shout out to Mandy J. Merry Christmas. God Ninja says she really like a guy. She put him on child support. Listen, man, they ain't got no kids yet, man. But black women are incensed with this guy.
We were texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened. Everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So I'm not paying attention to.
You was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you said.
Cause I was fighting it.
So
I was fighting it.
So
let me break this down first. Let me break this part down first. You know what? Let me go to Twitter, man, because I like the one on Twitter better, man. Because this is the thing. I'm gonna show you what the sisters are saying online. These crazy ass sisters, they mad with this guy. And this guy ain't did nothing wrong. Yeah, he lying about not knowing who she is, but so what?
Man, she messaged me. This is like a Tuesday, and we
look at that look, man. Look how happy she is. Look at how happy she is, man.
Messaged me. This is like a Tuesday, and
hold on, I gotta catch it.
And
damn, try to catch it. This
is like a Tuesday, and
look how happy she is, man. That girl happy. That's what sisters is mad about. Press 1. That's what sisters is mad about. That girl happy. She head over heels in love, man. She head over heels in love, man. Nah, this ain't no facade. You can't fake that shit. You must ain't listen, man. You must ain't never had no girl that really liked you, man. That shit don't be fake, man. That shit do not be fake, man. With a girl, when a woman on you, man, you can't get away from her, man. You ain't got a shot in hell when a girl really like you, man. You ain't nothing you can do, man. Just surrender, man. Even if you got a lady, you gotta be like, damn, you gonna have to make her your side chick because this shit, they ain't gonna stop. They ain't even gonna stop, man. Listen, man. This girl happy. Her husband told her to lie. I didn't even know who you was. She's like, oh my God, he likes me for me. And listen, this the part they hate. Fellas, this the part they hate. Because this is what they don't want you to know. Women are hunters. They love to hunt. They prefer to be the hunter. That's why when you like them, they never fucking like you. Press 1. When you really like them, they never fucking like you. They always date some fucking jackass that ain't paying them no attention. You be in love with the bitch, and she'll fucking go fucking be holding hands, walking down the hallway with some fucking jackass that got fucking 6 other girlfriends. They want to hunt. The other nigga making her hunt. You just laid out like a damn fucking fillet. You like a damn wounded ass antelope. You just stumbling by, wounded. She like, nah, I don't want that. She want that fucking antelope that's galloping across the savannah. She want to go chase him down. And this is what he did, man. He allowed her to do that shit. Listen, peep game. Press 1, hit the like button. This is game. We will be breaking it down
for a couple of days, man. And it's like she pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued
now,
my.
They know he lying, but it don't matter. It don't matter if he lying or not. That shit don't matter.
Curiosity, so I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do.
Peep game. Watch this. Watch the game. Never in a rush. Never in a rush. Never in a rush. Peep game. You know how when you got a girl, oh shit, you jumping all around. She call you picking up on the first ring. They can tell that shit. They can feel when she call you pick, huh? When she click over on when she put you on hold and for 15 minutes and she click back over and you still there breathing on heavy, like hello. They don't like that shit. They want the nigga that ain't worried about them. Peep game.
Curiosity, so I'm like, okay, I'll see what's up. I swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I
go do my workout. I ain't tripping. I ain't laying around the house watching my phone. Man, I went and did my motherfucking workout. Press 1.
Swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back, and I get like, I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait.
Yo, this young nigga got game, man. This young Negro has some game. And when I say game, I'm not talking about playing game. I'm talking about allowing her to live the fantasy she want to live. He's allowing her to live the fantasy she wants to hunt him. She don't want him to be sweating her and shit like that. Cause then she gonna be like, she gonna stiff arm him. She gonna be like, you know what, we should just be friends. She gonna be like, I'll call you back. She gonna dog him. If he hunted her, she would have been tried to dog him out. She laid back. He laid back, Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. This is why women are mad, because young boy is giving y'all, and women don't know this is why they're mad. They just frustrated. They don't know. They just angry. But he's giving you the game, man. He's giving you the game, man. Pay attention, man. Salute to Muramasa, Ock Nation Hall of Famer. Facts, Ock. I remember I was trying to bag this guy and she always gave me the runaround when we playing dates. Shaking my head. Then out of the blue, she hit me up when I'm doing my own thing with another girl. Ignored her text, LOL. Yes, they can smell that. I'm glad you said that, because once you pull back, and if you pull back soon enough, if you wait too long to pull back, then you're in the friend zone. But if you pull back for time, then they'll come forward. Young boy, he played it perfectly, man. And look how happy she is. She's happy that he played it that way. Press 1. The fact that he played it that way made her happy, because now she don't gotta be like, yo, this nigga creepy. Is this nigga a creep? Like, oh, why you keep calling me? Do he got any girls? Like, he don't have no other bitches? Like, he always, every time I call, he available. He ain't got no other bitches. She want to feel like, yo, this is a mystery. This dude, like, yo, he mysterious. Like, oh my God, I gotta prove myself to this nigga.
And I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, this gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay.
Now she's in the room. So this is the story he told her. So he got to keep telling that story. Press 1. She's sitting right there. He got to keep telling her the story that he told her originally. The original lie, he got to keep up the lie. That's the bad part about lies. Sometimes you got to keep them up and shit. But that's making her happy because she like, this nigga really likes me for me.
Hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, this gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August. So I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to.
They know he lied. Press the like button. Get the likes up. We're trying to get the 200 likes early, man. 200 likes early, man. Everybody hit the like button. Free game, man. Free game. You don't get it nowhere else, man. They not going to tell you this, man. They going to tell you hate the bitch and all black women suck and all that. We ain't doing that. I'm telling you what's really going on here, man.
To where I would have watched, like,
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we were texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do.
The main thing on her mind, let me tell you the main thing on her mind is, do this nigga remember every step? Because women are sentimental. They want to know that you remember everything. That, yo, you remember that shit. Oh my, you remember that? Oh my God. They love the fact that you remember everything. Like me and my wife, the way we met, I remember every detail. I mean, we argue over little details, but the pretty much, the story, I know the whole story. She liked that I can remember meeting her and shit. Everything that I forget a lot of other shit, man. I be forgetting anniversaries and birthdays and shit. But the way you met, make sure you always remember that.
Early August, so I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like,
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we were texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened. Everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me.
He made her come see him. Press 1. Homie told her, man, homie a backup. He ain't even a starter. He don't get me wrong, he in the NFL and shit, but he ain't even a starter. He told Simone Biles, man, yeah, man. He's like, man, I'm tired, man. Won't you come over here? He ain't take her to fucking Cheesecake Factory. She don't want to go to the fucking Cheesecake Factory. You goofy ass niggas. She don't want to go to the fucking Cheesecake Factory. She want to come over and fucking watch some TV and fucking play with your fucking Johnson, man. And see where things go from there, man. All that Cheesecake Factory and Maggiano's bullshit. Them dudes, you see what happened to them dudes? It ain't good enough. How dare you take me to the Cheesecake Factory, you fucking peon? Open my door and let me out of the car. I might give you another chance if you pay my rent. That nigga told Simone Biles, man, yeah, man, why don't you come over here, man?
It's like a Tuesday, and we were texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened, everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
It's true, man. It is true. It's true, man. That's what that right there sent sisters over the edge. That sent sisters over the edge. You heard me? That sent sisters over the edge. That sent sisters over the edge. That sent them over the edge. Shout out to Honky Kong. He said, wishing you a Merry Christmas. And a Merry Kwanzaa. Merry Kwanzaa. Merry Kwanzaa. Oh, Abuja. What Abuja mean? Ikimutata or whatever the fuck they be saying and shit. I used to know Umuja. What the fuck was that shit? A Jumu. Some shit he made up, man. Shout out to LRLRS, man. Y'all just don't understand, man. Understanding this shit is way more important than money, man. I could listen, a person could give you $1,000 right now, and it ain't more important than this. Than breaking this down. Because every man love women and they love chasing women. And when once you realize that, man, they wanna you gotta let them be the hunter. It make your life so much easier, man. It make your life so much easier, man. It's worth $1 million once you realizing that it's worth $1 million, man. Realizing that is worth $1 million, man.
Rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you're saying.
Because I was fighting it. So
in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying.
At the time, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like, I
was like, they love that shit, man. Man, listen, man, I'm telling you, man. This is what they need to teach 15-year-old boys, man. Every 15-year-old boy, I wouldn't even say 12-year-old boy need to learn this shit, man. Because women abuse you when you chase them. When you chase women, they abuse you. I've been abused by women, man. I've had women literally put on fucking cleats and fucking tap dance on my heart. because I chased them and I loved them and I wanted them so bad. And they put on cleats and tap dance on my heart. And I seen it happen to my boys too. And you can't tell them shit either. When it's happening, you can't tell them shit. You be like, hey, dog, they ain't trying to hear it. They in the fucking zone. And and women just women can fucking destroy you, man. If they peep that you like them too much, or they could destroy you, man. Never love a woman more than she loves you. Facts. Nah, I'm not talking about my wife, man. Listen, I'm not talking about my wife. When I met my wife, it was similar to this, man. Why you think she's my fucking wife? Because it was like this. When I met my wife, I was working at Home Depot. And I was asleep in the break room. Snoring. In the break room, snoring. And my wife came in the store and she needed a piece of wood cut. And I was the best one on the saw in the department that they had there that was on the clock at that time. And the dudes that was there, they didn't want to get on the saw because you get on the saw, you cutting some wood, you doing all the cuts for the person, then people start getting in line. And you could be at the saw for a fucking hour straight. And the line just keep getting longer and longer. But they know that I'm good at that. I know how to do it. So I know, you know what I'm saying? I was a veteran. So them niggas came in that nigga came in the fucking break room and woke me up. It was like, it's a lady out here that needs some cuts. So I was like, all right. I had been in the break room for about an hour sleeping, and it wasn't even my lunch break. I just went in there. We used to just do shit like that, just go in there and sleep or go in there and chill out and relax. So I was like, all right. I got up. I went out there. I was like, oh. I was like, oh. I was like, how you doing? She was like, and right there, I knew I had her. Right there, I knew I had her, but I just had to finish the deal. And I took her throughout the store. I gave her a different option than what she had. She wanted to hold the couch up. She wanted to use some wood block. I sold her some cinder blocks. Took her all the way down to the garden. Brought her back. Took her to the fucking cash register. Pushed the shit because it was heavy. Took the shit to her car. Loaded the shit in her trunk. Didn't ask her for a number. Just was like, well, but was conversating, having a great conversation the whole time. And then was like, all right, well, so I'll give you a call, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That first time she called me, she wanted to take me to the mall. She wanted me to ride to the mall with her. This is the first time. I told her I couldn't do it. I said I couldn't do it. I couldn't go. She was so like upset. She was like not upset, but like disappointed. But I really couldn't go. It wasn't like I could have said, yeah, I'll go, but I couldn't go. That's why your yes got to be your yes, and your no got to be your no. Then that later on that day, she came over there, and the rest is history. The rest is history. I didn't play hard to get. I just was busy. I had other stuff going on. And then also I had a few girls that was calling me at that time. So when we would hang out, my phone would ring. Again, when we would hang out, my phone would ring. I'm going to say this again. When we would hang out, my phone would ring. When we would hang out, my phone would ring. And it would be, and the name would pop up, and it would be girls. No bullshit. That first month of being with her, she cleaned, she chased every girl I had that I was talking to. She chased them all away. And I'm not talking about on no gangster shit. She just knew how to do that shit. She'd be like, hello, please don't call here anymore. He has a girlfriend or some shit like that. Politely too. Like, I'm like, damn. And them bitches will stop calling or they'll try to call. Man, she was. Listen, man. I'm telling you that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wouldn't be my wife. And my wife is like, now I done put a couple babies in her, but she was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I didn't, and I didn't do that on purpose. It just was what it was. It was all natural. But I can see now, like earlier in life, I should have been doing that on purpose. Press 1.
Jonathan, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we were texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much as COVID happened, everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you're saying?
Because I was fighting it. So
in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying?
At the time, that's what you're not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like, man, this is my third year. You know, I'm trying to. I'm like, it's kind of early. But you know, like I said, man, it happened when you least expect it. And we hung out, man. It was like we hit it off instantly. You know, we just laughed the whole night.
Hold up.
So sisters is mad, man. Sisters is mad. Sisters and homos is mad. Even faggots is mad.
Divorce him. I'm not going to even watch. Divorce him. That's what you need to do right now. Simone Biles' husband talking about, oh, when I first met her, I didn't know who she was. And I made her drive 45 minutes to come see me because I'm the prize. You the prize. Boy, you didn't know who the most decorated athlete was ever, and you boy. Now we gonna compare resumes. That's what we gonna do. First of all, she was named Female Athlete of the Year for the 3rd time. And look at all these Olympics she won. Look at this. Look how many medals and gold medals she got. Look at that. I didn't even know what position you played until I seen it right there. You were safety. You played for 3-4 different teams in 3-4 years and only got 1 interception, 7 yards. Man, get out of here. The only ring you ever gonna have is the one that she gave you. Over here talking about you the prize. More like the surprise. But boy, talking about you didn't know who she was. One of the most decorated gymnasts of all time. Also, which happens to be a black woman. Boy, I tell you, boy, these athletes, boy, be smelling they self. Then she just smiling. Simone, you better get ready to sign them papers.
They mad, man. They mad hating on a player. But you can't stop my pay. Stop all this hating. I can't take it no more. I'm trying to get mine. You gotta get yours. So what you hating for? Hating, man. Just hating. Hating on a player. Even players is hating other players, man.
She was when they met, said he's the catch.
Whoa,
Simone
whoa.
Biles.
Come on, man. Stop
Thank
playing,
you.
man.
Thank you, Ocho.
He said what? He the who?
They're on this dating site for famous people. It's called Raya. Why the hell is he on there? I get why she's on it.
They got a dating site for famous people? Why they on there? They got Instagram and X.
You know, she just can't be talking to any weirdo.
Anybody.
So
yeah,
I guess they betted it. For this man to fix his mouth, to say he had no idea who Simone Biles was.
Simone Biles is a global iconic figure.
This is how you know you're not the catch. When everybody refers to you as Simone Biles' husband, she was.
They hating, man. Why they hating on the player, man? All these niggas hating on the player, man. They hating on the player, man. Hating on the player, but you can't stop my play.
Y'all got going on because that's not me. I don't know nothing about that lifestyle. Whatever y'all.
They hating on the player, man. God, dog. Don't worry, man. We get into the fuckery soon, man. I just gotta drop this for the fellas, man. I gotta drop this for the homies, man. For the guys, man. So you can stay encouraged, man. Make her chase you, man. Be busy, man. Be doing something, man.
Y'all are missing the point when it comes to this whole situation with Simone Biles and her husband. So let me break it down for you. First of all, I don't even think the fact that he didn't know who she was that big of a deal, but it's a lie. His exact words in the podcast were, I've never watched gymnastics. I have never paid attention to gymnastics. And people found old tweets of him. This is why when you're in the public eye, you either tell the truth or shut up. Because he was talking about LMAO. I low-key hope that the people from other nations fall when they be doing gymnastics. And there were a bunch of others. But
okay, he lied. Okay, he lied. So what? He lied. That's their story.
there, okay, Simone Biles was in the room when he was saying these things about her. Did I personally like it? No. But she was smiling and giggling and like it was a Kevin Hart special. So she seems happy. When you're a successful woman, a beautiful woman, somebody with something to offer, which I think we all have a little something to offer, okay? You see very early on when a man is trying to humble you. And when you see that, run. For some reason, he felt like we, the public, needed to know that she drove 45 minutes to see him on the first date. That she...
No, he's recounting the story. If he would have said, this is, man, let me tell you something. I can tell if he would have said she drove 30 minutes, she would have been upset because every detail of the story on how they met is important to her. If it was 45 minutes, his ass better say it was 45 minutes. She over there listening, making sure that every detail of the story is correct, or his ass gonna be in trouble. It's gonna be a long ride home. It's gonna be, listen, it's gonna be a long ride home if you don't remember every detail of how y'all fucking met.
She messaged him first on a dating app and that she liked a bunch of his Instagram pictures. And he just kept looking at her messages and her likes and her trying to get in touch with him and ignoring it, being like, I'm going to get in the shower. I'm going to do whatever. He didn't want her.
Nah. And look, that may be true that he didn't want her, but he was doing him. Look what happened. He was doing him. And she chased his ass down like a fucking ravenous fucking cheetah chasing down a fucking warthog on the African savannah. Because he was doing him, ma'am. And you would be the same fucking way. She probably got like 15 dudes in the friend zone right now.
Now that is his, I'm going to get in the shower.
This chick got 15 dudes in the friend zone right now. Press 1.
Do whatever. He didn't want her. Now that is his wife, I personally think that those details should have gone to the grave. But I'm not Simone. And yeah, he's talking about, I'm the catch. Well, she chased him and caught him. So he kind of literally is the catch. She treated him as such. As a woman, you have womanly senses that go off in the very early stages of dating. And there are some red flags that you can choose to ignore or you can choose to marry. Number one being he's an athlete, an NFL player who plays left bench for whatever the hell team. Because y'all see all these big name athletes getting caught, getting 2, 3, 4, 5 women pregnant at the same time.
And he don't got no baby mamas. And that's another thing. That nigga don't got no baby mamas. He ain't got no baby mamas out here. They mad. Let me move along, man. Let me move along. They mad. They mad. That nigga ain't got no baby mamas. They upset. They want to, man. Oh, man, listen. They want to find something on this dude. If I was this dude, let me just say this, man. Let me just end it like this. If I was this dude, I would be careful because they are going to look for anything. Anything.
The way this unknown man sat there. The amount of embarrassment and shame that this man should have saying this. The way this unknown man sat there. The amount of embarrassment and shame that this man should have saying this. The way that this man had this mindset the entire time that he was dating her shows why he's speaking about her in this way while they're married. We are talking about someone who is the most decorated gymnast in the world and someone who's on the practice team for an NFL team. Saying that he made her drive, saying that he made her chase him, like he's some sort of prize. I don't want to go Bible on it, but the Bible literally says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Not she who finds a husband, much less a husband who's on a practice team. Men, most of the time, will show you their audacity right off the bat. So if you're not one to catch it, you can be in these situations potentially. I really hope that he does not continue on this train of basically bashing and humiliating his wife. And Simone, you are the prize girl. Never forget that.
God, they some fucking haters, man. These people are fucking haters, man. Hating on a player, man. God, oh, they be hating. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You even got white girls hating. White girls is even hating.
The internet is going nuts over this podcast clip. So this is a clip of an interview with the husband.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this.
Okay, you know what I'm really loving lately is that the internet is really checking these men that keep making the news. Simone Biles' husband is in the news right now. And if you don't know, you can look it up. But I love that the internet is like, no, sir, sit down. The pumpkin guy, that made the news. I think that, listen, men are overrated. We've been sold a bill of goods. You guys are the Fry Festival of the dating pool. I love that we are collectively not only learning this, but sharing our knowledge with everyone else. My apologies to the few exceptions if you're watching this. I know there are some of you out there, but you are few and far between. But every single time I'm liking, yes, 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 girl, fill my content with this. Okay.
They literally are hating. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody made up a rumor that he was cheating just to try to break them up. Press 1. Somebody's going to try to make a rumor, start a fucking nasty rumor, or some fuck all the video hoes every time they go somewhere. All the video hoes gonna try to throw themselves at him. Press 1. All the video hoes are gonna try to throw themselves at him.
I'm afraid of y'all. I am afraid of y'all because no, y'all didn't go find these man tweets to prove that he was lying in that interview. Why is there an Asian coach for the USA girls gymnast? And this is referring to Gabby Douglas's coach back in 2012. Clearly, Jonathan Owens was a Gabby Douglas fan back in 2012. And check out this tweet right here. Low key, I be hoping that the people from the other nations fall when they be doing gymnastics. LOL. So he's watching. No, but seriously, that interview was just real weird to me. But also, we do need to give Simone a little grace here. She's 26, I'm 26. And although our lives are very different, I can kind of understand.
Yeah, your lives are different, all right. Yeah, your faces are different too. Press 1. Man, I don't want to hear this chick no more. Yeah, man, they hating on the player, man. They hating on the player, man. Muramasa says he's speaking facts, but these sisters don't want to hear that, especially if you're a young guy making it good money. Have your own place, a car, and no kids. Yep, that's exactly what he had. Had his own place, a car, no kids, and he was making good money. Laura Bailey says, biatches are jealous, shaking my head. Here's to you, Octon Nation. Follow Innate Ways lead. $10, no holla. Merry Christmas, y'all. Thanks, Ock. Yeah, man. Salute to Laura Bailey, man. Laura Bailey be sending me stuff all the time, man. I can't even get to all that stuff, man. One day I'm gonna have to do a Laura Bailey show, man, for all the shit, all the stories she sent me, man. Go crack open all them emails, man. I already did a CA show, so I'm about to do a Laura Bailey show one day, man. Yeah, man. This shit just disgusting, man. It's just disgusting how they hating on a player just because he played the game right. He played his game perfectly. He played his game perfect. He didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, he lied, but so what, man? Do it look like she give a fuck that he lied? She love the fact that he lied. She love that shit. Cause she get to fucking live her little fantasy and shit. These bitches be hating, man.
I think the unspoken part about the Simone Biles thing and her husband that nobody really wants to say and acknowledge is the fact that even though she has done more, makes more, is more, has accomplished more than him, the reason why he feels like he is the catch is because he does not see Simone Biles, or he did not see Simone Biles as his type, his archetype. She probably was not the type of girl that he thought he wanted. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all read between lines. I think she's a beautiful girl. I think she's looking better with time. I just seen her page. She's looking snatched as far as like the face card has been eating. However, I feel like we all know what football playing black men look for. Let's look at the the draft and all that. They all have girlfriends that look alike. And Simone is the outlier now. And I feel like that is why he has made himself believe I'm the catch in the scenario.
No. Here's the thing, though. Let me let me just answer that because she's right. She's right. Simone Biles is not. She's dark skinned. She looked like a black person. She not their type. I'll give her that. We talk about that all the time here. Press one. We know Simone Biles is not his type. It's not any NBA player, any black actor, any black celebrity. She's not their type. We got you. Nobody's going to argue that. We know Simone Biles. She's not their type. Fine. I'll give you that. I ain't going to argue that. However, she's fucking Simone Biles. So that, in a way, trumps the fact that she's not ambiguous or light skinned or look like a Kardashian cousin. She's Simone Biles. And it shows you what a woman will do when you pull back. Even though she's not his type, this nigga's married to this broad because when a woman feels a challenge, there's nothing you can do about it. When a woman feels a challenge, there's nothing you can do about it. If she see you as a challenge, man, you might as well move to Antarctica and live in an igloo. And one day that bitch gonna pop up. She gonna come knocking on your fucking door with a bunch of Eskimos. I'm dropping the link, man. We about to get into the fuckery, man. Yeah, man. I don't love the Sun drama. I love this game. This ain't drama. This shit ain't drama. I'm just showing you. I'm showing you how when you play your game right, even the woman will go so hard that even if she's not your type, you can't even do nothing about it. He ain't want to marry no dark-skinned broad. But the way he played his game was so smooth, it activated her fucking chase instinct, man. He activated her chase instinct, man. Press one, man. His game activated her chase instinct. It's like a dog, man. You throw something, the dog just chase that shit, man. Come on, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. We dropping them. The link is in the description box, man. Link is in the description box, man. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. We watch that later. Damn, if we get to it one time. You're all welcome. Let's get into it, man. Oh, shit.
New at 4:30 and only on Channel 9.
I was hitting the back of the head and the front of the head and side. Just it was coming from everywhere.
This man said.
What? What happened?
New at 4:30 and only on Channel 9.
I was hitting the back of the head and the front of the head and side. Just it was coming from everywhere.
This man says he was attacked by a group of middle schoolers on his front porch.
I haven't slept at all since it's happened.
And neighbors say it's part of a larger issue of students coming into their neighborhood and causing major problems. The help they're now calling for.
Neighbors in Lockhart told us they are on edge every day after school during dismissal. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. We first reported in May about the issues in this neighborhood, including students getting into fights and damaging property. Today, only Channel 9's Felicia Ashley spoke to a man who says he was actually attacked by some students, and she joins us live in Lockhart now. Felicia, neighbors are fed up, they told you.
That's right, and that's because of where I'm standing right now. This walkway is literally leading to the issues into this neighborhood. It funnels kids from the middle school right down to this street. Well, when we were here 6 months ago...
Middle school. This is middle school kids. This isn't even the high school kids.
Told you.
That's right, and that's because of where I'm standing right now. This walkway is literally leading to the issues into this neighborhood. It funnels kids from the middle school right down to this street. Well, when we were here 6 months ago, the neighbors told us they were incredibly concerned that things were going to get worse. Well, on Friday, they told us they did.
My bad, y'all. My bad. The goddamn volume was low. My bad. Let me start it over.
New at 4:30 and only on Channel 9.
I was hitting the back of the head and the front of the head and side. Just it was coming from everywhere.
This man says he was attacked by a group of middle schoolers on his front porch.
I haven't slept at all since it's happened.
And neighbors say it's part of a larger issue of students coming into their neighborhood and causing major problems. The help they're now calling for.
Neighbors in Lockhart told us they are on edge every day after school during dismissal. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. We first reported in May about the issues in this neighborhood, including students getting into fights and damaging property. Today, only Channel 9's Felicia Ashley spoke to a man who says he was actually attacked by some students, and she joins us live in Lockhart now. Felicia, neighbors are fed up, they told you.
That's right, and that's because of where I'm standing right now. This walkway is literally leading to the issues into this neighborhood. It funnels kids from the middle school right down to this street. Well, when we were here 6 months ago, the neighbors told us they were incredibly concerned that things were going to get worse. Well, on Friday, they told us they did.
Take a look at this video. It shows a group of Lockhart Middle School students beating up Ricky French on his front porch.
As I do every day when the kids get out of school, I come up to my door, out my window with my camera, just watching to see if they're going to fight.
Oh, man. Nah, man. Listen, when the kids get out of school, man, you want to be nowhere around, man. The gliders, man. Situational awareness, man. When the kids from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, or even 3 o'clock to 5:30, that's their time, man. Let them do their thing, man. Let them be, man. Let them have the streets, man. Don't be out there fucking videotaping them and shit. The fuck? And you white too? Like, come on, man.
As I do every day when the kids get out of school, I come up to my door, out my window with my camera, just watching to see if they're going to fight.
French says he expected to catch the daily property damage and fights that occurred during the school dismissal.
It's every single day we deal with this. When they get out of school, people are getting off of work.
Yeah, but you can videotape them without being so noticeable. If you want to sit in your window and videotape them, or sit, in the doorway with the screen door, or you want to set up a skeeker camera, but you're just out there like videotaping them. Nah, man. I'm not saying that he deserved to get his ass beat, but you putting yourself, like when I lived in Southeast, right? Southeast DC. And I was an adult. I was in my 30s. Those little kids around there, way worse than these kids. I'm talking about way worse than these kids. They're killing people and shit. Stephanie? Who's Stephanie?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, huge fan. I don't always agree with you, but I'm a huge fan.
Okay. Great. Where you from?
Jacksonville, Florida. Not originally, but that's where I've been living a long time. Jacksonville.
Okay, you got a little feedback in the background. Can you turn your TV off or something? Or whatever that is in the background.
Okay. Oh, let's see. What do I do? Mute? No.
No, it's a TV. I think you got a TV or something on. Is the TV on?
No.
Are you playing? Are you turn the feed off? Turn me off and just on the computer or the whatever.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You good?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah,
is there still feedback?
You gotta you gotta talk to me through the mic, but you don't mute the YouTube. Just mute it.
Mute the YouTube. Oh, well.
Look at the chat. I think they're gonna tell you how to do it, man. No, don't mute yourself on here. That's StreamYard. Mute YouTube. Don't mute StreamYard. Mute YouTube.
I'm trying to, but it's not letting me for whatever reason. Hold on.
Nah, man. You say I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, man.
I'm not even seeing the chat anymore for whatever.
Whatever you're listening to me on before you got on, turn that down. You weren't listening to me on StreamYard, you were listening to me on YouTube. So now you're on StreamYard. So turn the YouTube down. So it said Grady go to bed. Y'all foul, man. Go ahead and get it together and I'll file this shit, man. Let me go ahead and move along, man. Go ahead and get your stuff together. I'm gonna move along.
Expected to catch the daily property damage and fights that occur during the school dismissal.
It's every single day we deal with this. When they get out of school, people are getting off of work, taking food out of their house to come and sit at their house and watch their house for the half hour these kids come by.
He says he became the target when a student saw his phone.
The big group of kids were right out there and started saying that I can't film them. Why are you filming us? We're minors. You're a pedophile. I was hitting the back of the head and the front of the head and the side. Just, it was coming from everywhere. And it wasn't coming from one kid. It was coming from several.
Sonny Chemesis says kids fight daily in front of his home.
And he went out to break it up on his lawn. And they started pushing him around. What's going to happen before they do something with these kids?
We've been asking them for years now, do something about these kids coming down our street. First,
I reached out to the school district, I reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and I also reached out to this community's commissioner about what has been done since the last time we were here and what will be done since the latest attack on Friday. I'll have that coming up at 5. For now, reporting live in Orange County, Felicia Ashley, Channel 9.
What do you think about this, Alonzo? Him filming the kids with his cell phone. Like what as a cop, if you came up there, what would you tell him?
Yeah, I mean, basically, he already know that these kids will get out of hand. So him just, and I'm pretty sure he was obviously doing it. Like he wasn't like in the background just trying to sneak and film them. Nah, he had the camera all up and showing it like he was doing something, and they just came up and just got on him like a pack of hyenas.
Yeah, man. That's the advice that I would give him, man. Just avoid them at that time. Like, let them have that. Any space where you're at and you don't have to be, and they're young teens, especially son teens, and you don't have to be there. It's a space that's optional, like your front yard. Like you could be in the house or the backyard. You know what I'm saying? But just let them have that space because they're feral and they're evil and they don't have consequences, so they don't understand. They don't understand their actions will, like if they hurt you, they won't. They don't understand that they've hurt you. They don't understand that they have to be punished for that. They don't understand any of that.
Yep. And I mean, unless you're just ready to engage them and take them on and accept whatever happens with that, then I mean, yeah, just do it from a distance. Like one time I was cutting grass and these teens was walking down in my neighborhood and they gonna walk into my yard. Like and first they kind of walked over and they went back over, but then one of them gonna jump on like the little green electrical box in my front yard. And that's why I'm cutting grass and I just snapped. The sun in me just exploded, you know. And I turned up on them, and then next thing you know, it was like, oh yes sir, I'm sorry, because I told him, I said, if you're not gonna cut my shit, then don't step on my shit. And they didn't want to cut
Yeah,
it, but I was ready to really get on all of them.
yeah, no doubt, man. Nah, no doubt. Like this, and that's all they understand. Like they don't understand nice. They're terrible people, man. It just is what it is.
Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
3 years after protests, tireless hours of painting, and collective community support, this Black Lives Matter mural along Roslyn Avenue will soon be removed.
In January, Greg.
Yo, drop the confetti, man.
Hooray! Now can we remove the two in Atlanta, please?
Right, man. The one in DC, man, removed it. Ours is yellow, man. This shit right here. They African flag, man. This is crazy, man.
We got one down here that got like Martin Luther King's face in it. And each letter has a different like black person in it. They got like freaking Malcolm X and Bob Marley and stuff like that. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, man. This is just insane, man. Thank God. Even though this doesn't change anything, but you don't have to see this bullshit.
Greg, the city will begin a repaving project that will require it to go. Channel 9's Daryl Matthews spoke with city officials about this decision to cover it up.
The city says this was meant to impact and reaffirm that George Floyd.
Yo, why do so many of them have lisps? Man, what's going on with this shit, man?
The city says this was meant to impact and reaffirm the George Floyd movement with the city, but they never said that this mural would stay here forever.
You could put a new covering over it. What we want to make sure that we're doing is making sure we make that commitment to inclusivity, not necessarily based on any one particular movement, but ultimately on what our community is.
Take a good look at this tribute to the Black Lives Matter movement, because in just a few weeks, it'll be gone.
It does not diminish it because the work continues, because there was.
Is that a man or what? This might be a woman. I think this might be a woman. Let me
No,
see
no,
these
he looked
hands.
like Reggie instead of Regina.
Yeah, let me see them hands, man.
The work continues because there was policy put in place, and that was what was so important about the Black Lives Matter mural, the things that came behind it.
The mural in and of itself is not.
Oh no, man, I can't call it,
Yeah,
man.
Reggie 5 o'clock shadow is darker than mine.
Yeah, man. I think that might be a man.
The Black Lives Matter mural, the things that came behind it.
The mural in and of itself was not meant to be paramount, and it was something that we felt I think was very important at the time.
Community members helped paint the 400-foot red, black, and green mural across Roslyn Avenue in June of 2020. Now the stretch of road will have to be torn up for a new infrastructure project.
We need to make sure that we're providing a safe and efficient roadway system.
The project will start early January, and once it's finished, a new message will appear. One the city says will be an all-inclusive representation of what Orlando is as a whole.
We can't do a bait.
Do not put all lives back up there, because that's racist. So what you think they gonna put up there, man?
They better not put all lives matter, because they just gonna go back to 2020 again.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Doug G, man. He says, "Hi, Ak. The Kwanzaa equivalent of Merry Christmas is Happy Gani." Happy Gani, man. Shout out to my man Benedict. Salute to Benedict, man. And Nate Ways came through, man, with that hundo. Salute to Nate Ways, man, Op Nation Hall of Famer, aka Ricky Henderson. He came through with
Shout out to Nate.
With that hundo, man. Shout out to Nate, man. Supporting the channel like that, man. Very, very important, man. That's the lifeblood of this channel, man. Salute to you in Nate Ways, man. Eric S., Op Nation Hall of Famer, coming through once again. Stunner is in the building, lurking around, man. Merry Christmas, Stunner, man. Yeah, have you had any more run-ins with white people, man? Stunner, man, be running into the Klan, man. Salute to my man R. Dent. He said, you forgot Christmas gift. You a wild boy. Nah, listen, man. Last year, man, shit was just so hectic, man, and I was concerned about getting stuff for my daughter, and Christmas came around, and my wife was out opening the gifts, and I was like, oh, shit. Fuck, I ain't even get her nothing, man. It was too late. It wasn't nothing. I couldn't just run out and get something real quick. It was like I literally forgot until like we started opening the gifts. That shit was crazy, man. Yeah. It was a long fucking holiday season for me, man. And I still hear about it, man. I heard about that shit the other day, man. It's what reminded me to get her a gift this year. Salute to Una J, man. Una J in the building. God, that's one hideous looking.
Switch on the people. We must go back to the people.
That's a man
and
woman.
Let them know that this is what's being proposed and what are your thoughts. The asphalt that we're going to do here on Roslyn will be the last one, so that we'll have appropriate amount of time to make sure that it's going to be led again by the very people.
And you niggers are killing each other 90 going north in this city. And you're fucking gonna continue killing each other, and it's never gonna stop as long as y'all are there. Y'all committing 90% of the murders in this place, and all of them are against each other.
They could paint a whole new mural with all the blood from all the murders that's been committed. They wouldn't even need to go to Home Depot to get no paint.
These people are fucking crazy. The fact that gliders allow them to be this, what's the word? Not delusional, but have such lack of self-awareness publicly. Like, yo, this guy, yo, you commit all of the violent crime, all of the murders in this city, and it's all against each other. And you're talking about some fucking Black Lives Matter mural getting taken down. You fucking crazy. You fucking man, woman thing. People are fucking crazy, man. I mean, they're fucking crazy. Off to the gun memorial. Look at this shit. All of the murders.
Damn.
And they want to fucking, they've had a Black Lives Matter fucking painted in the street for the last fucking 3 years, man. This shit.
Yeah, homie wasn't playing. You could definitely paint with all that blood.
Yeah.
Look at this shit, man. And you know the white dudes was probably killed by fucking sun turds. This shit, man. Yo, look at this shit.
Yeah, I don't see Black Lives Mattering anywhere in this picture.
These people are fucking crazy. All right? These people are fucking crazy. That's the only thing you can say, man. And the only people crazier than them, are fucking gliders, man. Gliders are the only ones crazier than them.
White liberals.
Press 1.
Go ahead, Warren. I hope you put that. Go ahead. Him too. Come here, him too. Because Christ would kiss him. You hear me? Right. Because Jesus would kiss him. Right. Give me a hand there, man. Jesus would kiss him. White woman Jesus would wash him. I would. And no other white people that had any kind of race, any kind. I'm just telling you, this is good. It is some good people. Want me your word? Y'all be blessed. You want me your word? Go ahead, Warren.
Think about what kind of assholes they are to let somebody's mother kiss their feet. Think about what kind of shit stains they are to allow somebody's mother to get down there and kiss their feet. They supposed to told that woman, nah, man, go ahead, man. Nah, man, you ain't gotta do that shit.
Go ahead, Warren. I hope you put that. Go ahead. Him too. Come here, I kiss him too. Come here, him too. Because Christ would kiss him. You hear me? Right. Because Jesus would kiss him. Right. Give me a hand there, man. Jesus would kiss him. White woman Jesus would wash him. I would. And no other white people that had any kind of.
And these niggas grown.
I'm pretty sure shortly after this video was filmed, the guy on the left killed the guy on the right in some type of dispute.
Oh shit. These is grown niggas. And that woman probably felt intimidated. Like they probably were calling her racist and making her feel bad about some bullshit.
It looks like they gave her some money. She kind of looked like she on some meth or something.
Yeah.
You see that money in her hand right there?
Oh, they probably, like it's just instead of just giving them out the kindness of their heart, they wanted to make her look bad, embarrass her. For content, yeah.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Some people are terrible people. Like, they're horrible. Like, it just is what it is, man. Salute to Feeling. Says, Ock Nation salute. You ever dunk on anybody playing hoop? Oh yeah, man. I got footage of all that stuff, man, on VHS, man. I'm gonna have to transfer it over to yeah, I could dunk like just off the vertical, you know what I'm saying? Like just stand under the rim and jump up and dunk. But I mean, now look, am I a high flyer? Was I a high flyer? No. Was I like the type of guy like fucking Kobe or some shit or Vince Carter? No. Fuck no. But I can dunk like easily. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody just So shout out to Thielen, man.
Go ahead, Warrior. I hope you put that. Go ahead. And him too. Come here, I kiss him too. Come here, and him too. Because Christ would kiss him. You hear me? Right. Because Jesus would kiss him. Right. Give me a hand there, man. Hey, she's a good white woman there. Jesus would wash him. I would. And no other white people that had any kind of race, any kind. I'm just telling you, this is good. You want me to your word? Y'all be blessed.
Man. These assholes, man. Fuck.
Shit.
Like, yo, why y'all doing white people? Y'all don't understand, man. Sons will let y'all do this shit until the limit. Like they'll never stop you. They'll let you keep escalating this bullshit, and they'll never be like, hey man, look, man, that's enough, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what that whole cuck thing. You heard of the cucking thing? Where the black dudes be fucking the white dude's wife in front of them and shit. It's called cucking and shit. Cuckolding. Some man ain't never gonna tell you, hey man, look, man, you ain't gotta do that shit.
Some man will help you off the cliff.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Look at this shit. And this don't help. This makes it worse. Like the thing about some men, it work opposite. Like whereas like with normal people, this might like get you some kind of grace or something. I don't know, maybe some game of some kind of like
boost their ego where they feel like they're Black Adam.
Yeah, this makes it worse for you, man.
Here in the ISUPK on the Commanding General Your Honor, man. This is the Lord's work right here, man. This is the Lord's work right here. Here in the ISUPK.
Dog, man.
That look like the beginning of a Pornhub video.
Right. Could you imagine if some white dudes made a black woman, not made, but let a black woman kiss their
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I couldn't imagine that. That'd be too much.
Jesus Christ, man. Whew. Man. So now they're putting these on trains and shit. Don't be ashamed you are using drugs. Be empowered that you are using safely. So they're making sure that they're promoting drug use, safe drug use on the train, like on the bus. This is literally a billboard on the train. Stephanie, are you okay? Do you got it together?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is
That
there
was
any?
never the problem. But go ahead, say what you got to say, man, because
Yeah.
you ain't figured it out.
Yeah, I think it was my phone. I'm sorry, the laptop was dying, so I wasn't able to fix it until it just cut off. And then I had to reboot. So sorry about that, but I'm a huge fan. We don't always agree, but I'm a huge fan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
But I was saying I live in Jacksonville, Florida, so we have a few issues here, but for the most part, a few. We're not the worst city in the nation. We only have a few issues, but for the most part, we stay pretty quiet.
Oh, really?
It's pretty quiet here for the most part, in comparison to other cities in the nation.
Oh, okay.
You missed that big gang war that killed like 20 something people, including multiple babies, and that
Where
made a
at?
documentary in Jacksonville. I mean, it's
When?
multiple. I mean, it's been going on for like 4 years. It's two mainstream rappers that just one got incarcerated with his father, and that was
Yeah.
responsible for the gang
Queso, and some shit.
Queso, and that song "Who I Smoke" was talking
Oh,
about
that
him.
Yeah, she
with
talking about
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Corbin.
she
rap. You
talking
mean
about
that
she from
rap?
Jafrica.
Yeah.
Jeff. You mean the rapper? You know that was killing people. Yeah, I've heard about that. I did.
Yeah, all
I
that
did
was
hear
going
about that.
on in your city, and there's multiple people died from that. It's about like 20 bodies just off of that. Those two gangs alone.
Straight out of the
Yeah,
wire.
that's true. I mean,
But
yeah.
you live in
But
a
you got a
safe
point.
part
You
of
got a point.
Jacksonville.
What?
You live in a safe part of Jacksonville.
Yeah, have to. I try to stay away from the riffraff. I'm sorry. I try to stay away from the riffraff, but that's why I follow Ak. I mean, I'm not delusional. I know there's crime anywhere. There's sons. There's crime, and if you have enough of us, there's crime. So I'm not delusional about that. I try to stay away from the riffraff just to keep myself safe. So in that sense, Jacksonville is a very pleasant place to live. You just got to know where to go and how to move, and it's a nice place to live. I'm not gonna lie. There are worse
Are you
places.
married to a glider?
No,
You married to a Sunman?
no, I'm not married.
Mm.
Not married
But
at
where
all.
do you where do you get your wood from?
A boyfriend that I've had to set, curve a little bit.
Is it Sunman or is it a glider, man?
He's son.
Oh, so how you
Hello?
We just lost him.
He cut himself off.
We lost.
Yeah, I
him.
think he was cleaning his computer and accidentally cut himself off.
Oh.
how
Hey,
you yeah, I tried to
Oh,
put
there
it
he
in
is.
between. How do you stay free of the sun when you getting your wood from a Sunman, man?
Well, like I said, I've recently kind of curved him, so I kind of hang on. I'm by myself right now, but you try to deal with your people as much as you can, but you see the pathologies that happen, and you try to train people to respect you a certain way, and then they don't get it, and you just have to say, okay, I'm going to exit stage left, and see if the respect will come. But yeah, it's not easy dating within our own race. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of pathologies that we have that it's like brined in it. We're bathed in it. We're born and raised in it. So it's difficult, extremely difficult to date as a Black woman or a Black man and date within our race at this point, because there's so much dysfunction. And some of us don't get it. See, he was more liberal than I was. I used to be liberal. Pre-COVID, all the nonsense. I leaned liberal. But I always had a sense of the BS. And he just doesn't get it. He never did. He's very, very liberal and very apologetic about what's going on within our community. And so he didn't even respect the fact that I listened to you.
That's a deal
Those type
breaker, huh?
those type of
Yes,
people are like zombies.
it's just I've gotten to the point where I can see the foolery that's going on. And it's like, if you can't see what's right before your eyes, at a certain point, I can't help you. Because I know it took me a while too. It took me a while. It took me really following the patterns to realize they were lying about racist white people, and they're not the enemy. And it just took me following the patterns, and I had to realize, wait a minute, white people are not the enemy. We're our own enemy. And I had many examples of how white people helped me or wanted to help me, and how Black people could care less. So I finally had to just just stay in reality. And not that I hate my people, I love my people, but to just know how to move within my own race, how to move and just try to avoid the BS, and that's not just crime. That's just the fuckery. You know what I mean? It's just you don't get the
the
support.
day-to-day shit.
The day-to-day bullshit you got to deal with our people, and they want to perfume the pig, or they want to piss on you and then tell you it's raining, kind of a thing. And white people just are very direct and upfront and helpful, and they're not trying to sabotage us. They really, really aren't. Maybe because we're not their competition. I don't know. But I've had many, many examples of white people only wanting to be helpful to me.
Yeah, me too. What's up, Osa?
Hey, peace. What's up, y'all? You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Osa? How you doing, bro?
Cool, man. How y'all feeling? Hey, I just watched that Stamped from the Beginning documentary on Netflix. It's
What's
this
that?
it's this woke brother.
You
He
still
wrote,
got Netflix, man?
I know, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't even watch it. I just happened to be watching it today. I got off work early. And so this dude, he wrote a book called Stamp. Only reason I know about it because some woke DEI person at my son's school told me to read that bullshit. I bought it. I ain't read the junk, but I guess they turned it into a documentary. This joint is just garbage. This brother got a whole bunch of sisters to talk all this wokey woke bullshit. Anyway,
Is there a link to it? Is it
it might be. I don't know. It was on Netflix.
Hey, what's your face? What's your name? Stephanie, you gotta mute yourself when you're not talking. You still got noise in the background.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, please, man. Thank you. What is it called? Stamped what?
Stamped from the Beginning. Yeah, there it goes.
That's it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is it about slavery?
Now they touch on that, but then they talk about all the. It's like wokey woke shit. I mean, it's not nothing.
Cornball.
Yeah.
Yo, he
Oh,
got
you know
the
it?
biggest come up ever. Ibrahim Kendi X. He's
Yeah.
a fucking moron, and they treat him like he's some goddamn scholar. He's a moron.
Middle grade.
Well,
Not a
listen,
glider in sight.
Listen, man, that's prognathysm, man. It's a real thing, man.
I know.
mean,
I was thinking about you when they pulled that shit up. I was like,
I mean, it is, man. Like it just is what it is. And this is how gliders' faces are shaped, like these two. Like most of them are like this; they come down like this. But it's probably Arab, maybe.
Regret asking for clips.
Yeah, nah, that joint is garbage. That joint is garbage. But yo, so that last sister on there, she says something about being black or whatever. So she said, this is my favorite part. She said, I love being black. She said, I love my black husband. I love my black baby that we're probably gonna have. And she said, I love my black neighbor, and she named her. So I'm like, that means you only have one, and you don't live nowhere near
Right.
some people.
Exactly.
Nowhere near.
I was like, oops, you told on yourself. I went on Google and immediately gave that joint 2 stars. And
Yeah,
and I
oh,
only
you gave
gave
it
it 2
2?
stars because the music was good and some of the graphics. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, then they showed a clip. What's more racist than cops busting into a crack house or some man selling crack to his community?
Right.
More racist than
They
that.
talked about all that shit. And it's such
In 1842.
and then there was no black man in it. He was the only one. There was no other brothers, a bunch of sisters, a bunch of woke sisters spewing endless nonsense.
Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think about this guy.
In 1842 CE, the British Consul General in Morocco wrote a letter to the Sultan to ask him if he had taken any measures to stop slavery, or at least slave trade. The Sultan replied that he did not do anything about it because it had been the norm since the time of the sons of Adam, and no sects of Islam are against it. Hence, he will not permit anything that the Quran forbids, and will not make anything unlawful that the Quran has allowed. In the Sultan's reply, we see the simplest justification, or at least excuse, for almost 1,300 years of slavery in the Islamic world. This video is part of a bigger collaboration between various YouTube history channels on the topic of Africa. Don't forget to watch the video before this one by Stefan Milo on the Swahili culture. First of all, I've chosen to call this trade the Arab slave trade because Arabs were a key part of this network. Arabs weren't the only people involved in this trade, but still, most of the rulers and raiders involved in the process were Arabs. Most of the important markets were in Arab cities as well. I didn't call it the East African slave trade because it wasn't just done through East Africa. Other trade routes were involved as well. Slavery was already practiced in Arabia and most of the areas that the Muslims conquered in the 7th and 8th centuries. Islam did not abolish slavery, but some regulations were set which were increased upon by the caliphs. There were 4 ways someone could end up a slave. First, a child born to slave parents was a slave. Secondly, someone captured in a jihad against non-Muslims could be made a slave. Third, a slave could be purchased. Or finally, a slave could be given as a tribute. The people living under Islamic rule, Muslim or non-Muslim, could not be enslaved unless they rebelled or they helped an enemy of the state. Bernard Lewis writes, slaves were excluded from religious functions or from any office involving jurisdiction over others. Their testimony was not admitted at judicial proceedings. In penal law, the penalty for an offense against a person, a fine or bloodwit, was for a slave half of that for a free man. While maltreatment was deplored, there was no fixed penalty. In what might be called civil matters, the slave was a chattel with no legal powers or rights whatsoever. He could not enter into a contract, hold property, or inherit. If he incurred a fine, his owner was responsible. He was, however, distinctly better off in the matter of rights compared to a Greek or a Roman slave, since Islamic jurists, and not only philosophers and moralists, took down accounts of humanitarian considerations. They laid down, for example, that a master must give his slave medical attention when required, must give him adequate upkeep, and must support him in his old age. If a master defaulted on these and other obligations to his slave, the Qadi could compel him to fulfill them, or else either to sell or emancipate the slave. The master was forbidden to overwork his slave, and if he did so to the point of cruelty, he was liable to a penalty which was, however, discretionary and not prescribed by law. A slave could enter into a contract to earn his freedom, in which case his master had no obligation to pay for his upkeep. While in theory the slave could not own property, he could be granted certain rights of ownership, for example, for which he paid a fixed sum to his master. In the Islamic world, various ethnicities were enslaved, not just people of African descent. In fact, they were all considered to have their own advantages. Ibn Batlan, in his handbook, tries to characterize them. He recommends Indians and Nubians as guards of persons or property, as laborers, servants, and eunuchs. He recommends Zanj, and as slaves, Turks and Slavs. Yes.
Zanj are blacks. Yeah.
The third condition in which slavery was acceptable was just bought in a market. Like, that's just a loophole.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's a catch-all.
All that shit about medical attention, they castrated the black male slaves. We be giving medical attention. It was all that stuff was bullshit. That last little paragraph you read, that was all horse shit. When you castrate,
No, they said medical attention in old age.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Old
Zanj
age was
were
like
blacks.
fucking 22.
Exactly. They had a handbook for slavery on how to, which Indians and Nubians were good for guards, Zanj were good for servants and eunuchs, Turks and Slavs were good for soldiers.
White people could be enslaved. However, there was a distinction between them. The white slaves were called mamluk, or owned, and the black slaves were called abd, which means slave. Where white slaves could rise up to respectable positions, the black slaves could not. The Mamluks had their own dynasties in Egypt and India, but the abd slaves never did. In fact, even in literature...
You hear that? The white slaves could rise up, could become, could overcome their circumstances. The black slaves could not. They were stuck.
Racist.
Yeah, I mean, like they just sand people just do not go easy on sons. They go hard on sons, man.
Between them. The white slaves were called mamluk, or owned, and the black slaves were called abd, which means slave. Where white slaves could rise up to respectable positions, the black slaves could not. The Mamluks had their own dynasties in Egypt and India, but the Abd slaves never did. In fact, even in literature or poetry, we hardly find an example of a black man, slave or otherwise, after the Umayyads. Even free Muslim people weren't all treated fairly across the Muslim world, but as always, there were exceptions. An early chronicler, Jashiari, writes an anecdote about a man called Abdul Hamid, who was apparently the secretary of the last Umayyad caliph. The story goes that the caliph had received a gift of a black slave from a provincial governor. The caliph was unhappy with him and told his secretary to write a letter of gratitude and disparagement. Abdul Hamid wrote, "Had you been able to find a smaller number than one and a worse color than black, you would have sent that as a gift." This story, along with many others, show that Arabs didn't view African slaves particularly nicely and preferred other ethnicities if they could get them. Even in the times of Prophet Muhammad, Byzantine and Persian slaves were found in Arabia. Africans were just one of various slaves available. However, over time, the number of black slaves grew disproportionately. Main reason for that was the stabilization of the frontiers. Turks and Indians started to embrace Islam, and so not many of them could be enslaved. And as jihad slowed down after the 8th century, so did the number of non-white slaves. Mostly against Byzantine and other European states, captured prisoners were ransomed or exchanged. While it's easy to say that the distinguishing factor between slaves and non-slaves was religion and not race, that's not all that true. The ruler of Bornu, for example, complained in a letter to the Sultan in Egypt about how the slave trades were ravaging Bornu and enslaving free men, even members of the ruler's family and Muslims. While it was forbidden to enslave Muslims, in practice, if you were a black Muslim, you could be enslaved. Very early on,
If you were a black Muslim, you could be enslaved. It was forbidden to slave Muslims, but if you were a black Muslim, you could be a slave. We'll get to some of that later, man. But I just wanted to show you, like, yo, these niggas complaining to white people about something. If I'm a white person, go ahead.
They ain't say nothing about this in the documentary. They said, what was they talking about? Slavs. The word slave comes from Slav. I was like, oh, you ain't saying nothing about African slavery or the Arab slave trade. But
And that didn't even get into it. I cut it off before it even got into it. They was about to go deep into it.
Yeah, they were just setting it up.
It's grisly. Like, yo, let's get back to the fucking.
We're seeing video for the first time of a deadly officer-involved shooting in Mesquite last week. We want to warn you, it may be hard to watch. Police say it started when a car was reported stolen. Police tracked that vehicle and another to a Mesquite 7-Eleven. Cameras show the driver of the stolen vehicle and a person who was in the other vehicle walking into the store. That's when the officer goes to the second vehicle and tells the person in the driver's seat not to move. Police say that driver, 19-year-old Peyton Lawrence, did not follow the officer's command, backs up, and puts the car in drive. And that's when the officer opens fire.
Stay right there. Shut the car off. Shut the car off now. 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 Stop now. Stop. Do not.
Okay, Alonzo, man, what's going on here, man?
Yeah, so right now he's directly in front of this vehicle and he's giving them commands to stop the vehicle and he's not stopping. So I mean, he's giving them a lawful order to stop and get out the vehicle.
Risking his life.
Why get in front of the car, Alonzo? Like, why do that? You can just let the son man go. I mean, you got his tag, right? You go pick him up tomorrow.
From where this video starts, it looks like he started from the front. Like he looked like he came around towards the front. I didn't see him come towards the back of the vehicle from where this video starts.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like when you're in front, you can see more through that windshield. I don't really tend to like to stand directly in front of vehicles, but sometimes with that adrenaline, you really don't really think about what your exact position is. You're trying to get the best view and vantage point.
So now, why does he not just let him go?
I mean, it's kind of hard that when you're trying to get that arrest and you're into it, it's like you're not thinking about, okay, letting this person go. You know, you're more like, hey, I need to get this person out. I need to get this person in handcuffs so I can complete this call.
Yeah, that isn't that the default shouldn't that be the default mentality to not let the criminals go?
Yeah, and it usually is.
Until 2020.
Yeah, because people will say, man, you put yourself in danger by stepping in front of the car. Now you made a situation where you had to shoot the guy, because if you don't step in front of the car, then you don't have to shoot the guy for trying to run you over.
Yeah, I mean they can say that, but even if he was standing towards the side, there's so many things that could be done. He can drive the car towards the right and slam him into that gas pump. There's so many different variables that can happen. But I mean, all of that, you shouldn't step in front of the car. Person should get out of the car. I mean, that's Supreme Court case law, Pennsylvania versus Mims.
Yeah, exactly. Mm.
Stop now! Do not move! Do not move!
Officer.
What do you think? What do you guys think about that? Stephanie, what do you think about that?
Hello? Well,
Yeah.
he had to do what he had to do. You can't just let criminals just leave because that's not protecting the public. Who knows what that individual would have done if he had just been able to just drive off. And that's why you have to have law enforcement. I don't understand why there is no respect for law enforcement anymore, except for the narrative, the media narrative that fear mongers mostly Black people into thinking we don't have to obey the law. Case in point, my daughter has a half sister. She has numerous ones, but the one that's closest to her age, sweet girl, I was around her as a baby because, I was with my daughter's father and, we were together and he had children and then we had our child. So I would have his children and our child. And so I was around this particular young woman when she was a young baby and a little girl. Anyway, my daughter's father and I broke up eventually. And I didn't get a chance to see his other children very often. I just found out, and I don't know details, that she was arrested. She was a teacher, and she was arrested, but it was only after they wanted her to leave the property. The school insisted that she be removed from the property. She had to leave, and she refused. So they had to call the Clay County Police. That's the town just next door to Duval County, where I live. And it got ugly. And so she was handcuffed and sent to jail. So I can only deduce from that she was being defiant to the police. Everybody feels as if you don't have to take police commands. And I don't know the term you use, where instead of trying to argue your point in front of the police, you take it in front of the judge. You may not agree with what the police are doing, but you let them take you in peacefully, and then you have your day in court. And that's when you argue the issue. But nowadays, it seems as if we feel like we have a right to just fight the police and not have to obey commands. So that's my issue with this particular case here, is that is a common thing now. Police aren't to be respected. And I just disagree.
Yeah,
I think
they asked her to leave.
What do you think?
I
What do you think?
think
What do you think about this, though? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that this kid is probably a suspect in a shooting, perhaps a murder. So if he lets him go, he could very well shoot somebody.
Yeah. What? Also, do you like this shooting? Does this feel like? How does it feel in your spirit?
Yeah, he waited too long to shoot him, in my opinion. He was very nice. He took his sweet time. I mean, I think that he didn't wait too long, but he definitely gave enough chance for a surrender. It just wasn't happening. So, I mean, that's just where it had to go.
Y'all cold blooded, man. Something just don't feel right about this shooting, man. I get that it probably had to happen, but the whole standing in front of the car and then shooting the guy for trying to run you over. I don't think
But
that's
why
gonna fly with
would he try to run him over though? Why not just get out of the car? What's the big deal of just getting out and taking the commands of the officer? It makes you look guilty when you do that kind of thing, when you just want to run somebody over.
Well, what I'm saying is that, like, I'm saying, like, I think that this could be a problem. That's what I'm saying.
Right, I get it.
But I think this one could be a problem, man. This could be a problem for the Senate state.
The other vehicle walking into the store.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that isn't going to be a problem. I mean, it ended with the kid being shot. Like, there's nothing else that's going to come of it but a problem. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. But like, as far as, like, look at the way, like, you could, that person knew that he was not going to get shot. That's someone who acting like they know they're not going to get shot. So we can't have that. Yeah, they're not scared, man. And you know, honestly, our Defiance, Miss Stephanie, our Defiance isn't new. It's just on camera now. Like, I mean, it's probably getting a little bit worse, probably. But
yeah, I think it's getting worse because the media wants to make a fear monger, and it gives us this sense of we can't trust the police. I think what happens, and in particular in this case, is maybe the young man was afraid. Once you start yelling, it's like you got this fight or flight mechanism that goes in, if that makes sense. A young person that's told every day that the police are out to kill you. He could have just been afraid. He might have frozen and then hit the gas. We don't know why he did what he did.
If you're afraid, you tremble and you know, people are afraid. Yeah, you do what this like that's like saying, like, if some thugs would have rolled up on him and put a gun in his face and he was afraid, he would do exactly what they said.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a whole lot of ways to, try to, Monday morning quarterback on it. I'm with the police. I mean, you have to have law and order. That's their job. It's not an easy job. And like you've always said, they don't make mistakes very often, but when they do make a mistake, it's highlighted.
Yeah.
That's when the officer goes to the second vehicle and tells the person in the driver's seat not to move. Police say that driver, 19-year-old Peyton Lawrence, did not follow the officer's command.
Them niggas started running.
Takes the car and drive. And that's when the officer opens fire.
Stay right there. Shut the car off. Shut the car off now. 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 Stop now. Stop. Do not stop now. Do not move. Do not move.
Officers also found multiple firearms in the vehicle. Police have not found the other two people caught on camera going into the 7-Eleven, then running away from officers. The attorney for the family, Lee Merritt, watched the video with Lawrence's parent. He says it shows the officer did have legitimate reasons to investigate, but not to shoot.
But officers, not under the law, are not permitted to use deadly force to stop a vehicle from leaving a situation they don't want it to stop in. Everything that Mr. Lawrence could do to show that he was surrendering, to show that he was not a threat, he attempted to do before this officer moved forward with the use of deadly force.
Right now we're going through a tough time, and
he said nothing.
That was a big lie.
Did he see the video?
Did it look like Cuz put his hands in the air though? I couldn't never.
While he's moving?
Yeah,
No,
like when he was backing up at first. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Off now. Shut the car off now. Shut the car off now.
The person in the driver's seat not to move. Police say that driver, 19-year-old Peyton Lawrence, did not follow the officer's command.
His hands look like they up.
And puts the
that's
car
probably
in
what
drive.
he's talking about.
Yeah, but then he didn't. Like, You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
look, I know. Like I said, to me, it's justified. I'm just saying the lawyer probably looked at that 2 seconds and was like, "Oh,
oh
he
yeah,
put up his hands."
Yeah, they'd take that. So he could have his hands up in the air, pull out a gun, put it to the cop's head, and the cops shoot him. And they say, well, he had his hands up.
Right.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Right.
To the law are not permitted to use deadly force to stop a vehicle from leaving a situation they don't want it to stop in. Everything that Mr. Lawrence could do to show that he was surrendering, to show that he was not a threat, he attempted to do before this officer moved forward with the use of deadly force.
Right now, we're going through a tough time, and I viewed the footage, and as the attorney said, there was no cause or reason for the officer to use deadly force.
The family now plans to move forward with a federal civil rights lawsuit. Police say at the time of the shooting, Lawrence had an outstanding warrant for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, you could tell he was out there.
Yeah, so he had an attempted murder charge. So also called it.
And that was in the car.
God damn, with the banana.
I'm pretty sure I said he would be a suspect in a murder.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
You said
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, he did. Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, man.
And they still. So what is the grounds for civil rights? Well, what civil rights were violated?
Being black.
Oh yeah.
Being black.
Son
Was
of
the
man,
cop-
Second Amendment. Or
The
something
cop was
like
white.
that.
But see, I don't know how like Texas law work, but you know, I know it's kind of different with the wording. So in California, they'll say attempted murder, but in like Texas or Georgia, attempted murder is titled and named aggravated assault. So as soon as a car touches an officer or another person while it's moving, and you know, that's aggravated assault right there. So that gives you justification to use deadly force.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I've heard that in other areas too. Yeah, a car is a deadly weapon.
Without a doubt.
The attorney said there was no cause or reason for the officer to use deadly force.
The family now plans to move forward with a federal civil rights lawsuit. Police say at the time of the shooting, Lawrence had an outstanding warrant for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Mesquite police are not releasing the name of the officer involved, but say he's a 17-year veteran. They will continue to investigate what happened and then turn over those findings to the Dallas County District Attorney's Office. The DA's office also sent its own investigators to the scene of the shooting to do an independent investigation, and that is standard procedure.
Police are investigating after a Fort Worth teen was shot and killed early Thursday morning after allegedly attempting to break into a home in the Rosemont neighborhood. Olivia Leach spoke with the teen's mother, who's waiting for answers tonight.
My son had a lot of dreams and he was so talented. I don't get.
This is the one that got smoked by that sister when he tried to break in her 8-year-old daughter's room, and she just came out and saw him in the door with the window way and smoked his ass. We did this story yesterday. If y'all saw this, if you remember this, we did that story. It was I don't know if I have it. I might have got it down here, but yeah, sister smoked this dude. There she is right here. This sister right here.
A Fort Worth woman who shot and killed a teenager she says was breaking into her rental home told us today how the incident has changed her life. Police have not filed charges for the shooting, and they plan to submit the case for a grand jury review. Aaliyah Wallace talked exclusively with Fox 4's Sean Rabb, who joins us now live. Sean.
Aaliyah Wallace bought a gun to protect herself and her family, she tells me, after a rash of break-ins in her apartment. Those happened while she and her family were not at home. But on December 14th, twice that day, while she was home with her kids, someone tried to get in.
I was cleaning my living room, sweeping my floor, and I heard her window start going back up. So I went and I looked in the hallway, and I could see him standing at the window, lifting it up, and I just shot.
Gunshots that killed 14-year-old Devin Baker at the bedroom window of Aaliyah Wallace's 8-year-old daughter early morning, December 14th.
It's bothering me that he was a kid.
The incident happened not long after police left Wallace's home after responding to her 911 call about someone trying to break into her duplex.
So I called them at 1:22 a.m. We talked for like 30 minutes. They did a report, took pictures of everything, and then they left.
I believe there were reports that you had been burglarized or attempted burglaries before.
Yes, I have like 3 or 4 police reports before this night.
So what has happened since this incident?
The apartment called and told me that I was not supposed to have a gun at all, even though I kept calling them and telling them somebody was breaking in. They told me I could not have a gun and that I have 30 days to vacate.
And how does that make you feel?
Feel like I'm back at square one. I've been there for 6 years. So now I don't know what to do.
This case is going to the grand jury.
Okay, so you see that's what happened, and now this is the boy's mother. This is her version.
Police are investigating after a Fort Worth teen was shot and killed early Thursday morning after allegedly attempting to break into a home in the Rosemont neighborhood. Olivia Leach spoke with the teen's mother, who's pleading for answers tonight.
My son had a lot of dreams and he was so talented. I don't get it.
Fort Worth police say they were called to South Crest Court in the Rosemont neighborhood of the city early Thursday morning for a call about a prowler. When they got there, a woman told them several people were attempting to break into her home, but they had left the scene. Shortly after, police got a second 911 call from the woman who said the burglars came back. But when police returned to the scene, they found LaToya Lander's 14-year-old son, Devin Baker, lying on the ground in front of the home with a gunshot wound to the torso. Police say the woman who had reported the break-ins shot him. He died on scene.
It's like I'm in a dream. Because I'm looking at all the things he have at home. And I have to drive by where my son laid.
Tonight, Devin's
Anybody feel sorry for the mother?
Negative.
Nope, not at all.
I was in that situation. I would have had to shoot him for breaking in my kid's window. I would have got a snack afterwards while I wait on the police to respond.
In reverse, if they had been breaking in her window, if she had a gun, she would have shot. So what is she talking about?
Yep, she sure would have.
But this young woman's not supposed to be able to protect herself. Now, they vote for that BS because they vote Democrat. But at the end of the day, she wouldn't appreciate it if somebody was breaking into her house and she didn't know them and she had been broken into before and she's trying to protect her family. So why shouldn't this other young woman be able to do the same? But that's Black people for you. You don't find this stuff happening among white people. Even poor white people know better than that. I don't know what's wrong with us.
Yeah. Also, too, though, like, see, this mother of the perp, she don't worry about that as much because her son is doing the robbing, and by extension, she has a certain level of protection from that, so she doesn't think about it as much as somebody who's normal.
Well, if that's the case, then charge it to the game. You know, you out there letting your son do this kind of stuff, then he died doing what he loved to do.
Right. Exactly.
What's your thoughts, Wicked?
I mean, I feel a little bad for her. It's normal for her to feel for her son's loss, but it was definitely justified.
So you could do this. You could see somebody breaking into your 8-year-old kid.
I will smoke them. But what I'm saying though is, if the mom feels sorrow, I think that's understandable. It's her kid, right?
Yeah. Without a doubt.
She should have felt sorrow before he even stepped to that window, that she lost her son to the streets. I don't get it myself. I just don't. But maybe because I didn't have a son. I don't know.
Yeah, she was waiting for that every day. You know what I'm saying?
I know. She saw the signs.
Yeah, she was expecting it, but it's like when it actually happens, it probably hit different.
Right.
She's probably upset that it wasn't a cop that did it.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
That's what it is.
She can't sue that Section 8 money because the lady getting kicked out.
Right.
Yep.
And that woman who shot that kid, man, Think about that, man. Your home gets broken in. You got 3 police reports for attempted break-ins. I mean, like, yo, like
Yeah,
that's terrifying in black
Yeah, it
Detroit.
is.
and now they
Yeah,
want
it
to
is.
evict her. That's insane. The fact they want to evict her.
Yeah, I mean that's some other shit. That's because she had a gun. But this whole thing about like going to sleep in there every night, knowing that these people are literally will try to break in while you're there. That's terrifying, man.
Yeah,
That woman was
it
living
is.
in abject fear, man.
Yeah.
You gotta mute yourself. You still haven't fixed. Somebody tell Stephanie how to fix that, man, because you can still hear the playback.
Stephanie, are you on your phone or are you on a laptop? You said you're on a laptop.
I'm on a laptop.
Do you have the tab muted that got YouTube open?
Is it still, does it, you still hear it?
Do
I
you
don't.
have the
I
tab muted that has YouTube on it?
right.
I only have one thing open right now. That's StreamYard.
Yeah, it's
But
not
do you have?
bad. But I got ox ears. I got bat ears. And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, you do. Because I didn't hear anything, Chief, personally. She sounds crystal clear on my end.
Mm. Well, let's see what Mom is doing.
His family and friends came together to honor him at a balloon release outside of
Still mute yourself when you're not talking, Stephanie.
Rosemont Middle School, where he was an 8th grader.
And son, I'll see you again. I love you so much.
But his family says there has to be more to the story.
No, I know my child. I know him. I know him, and it doesn't add up.
Latoya says she wants more answers from police.
I feel like they need to dig deeper, because I know it's something else happened that caused my son's demise.
Detectives say the woman who shot the
Conspiracy.
teen had reported break-ins and attempted break-ins at her home before, and that she is cooperating with the investigation, but no one has been arrested.
I feel like it's very wrong. And he had so many dreams. My son was not a criminal.
In a letter to the Rosemont Middle School community, school
When that
officials
looking down in
extended their
pictures like this, what does that mean? They're always thugs when they look down like this. I know a lot of little young guys when they look down like that, they're always into some bullshit.
Most likely.
What does that mean though? When
They're hiding their super gremlin eyes.
Yeah, something to that effect. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
While he's throwing up a middle finger, what a classy photo to have for him on the news.
Yeah, that's the photo she gave them.
Imagine that's probably the best one.
Yeah, exactly.
When did we start as a black community, and we supposed to be coming from Christian backgrounds, to say that no matter what someone did throughout their life, they up to the moment that they die, as long as they're shot and killed, that they just automatically go to heaven? Like, did we just stop believing in hell? She said she's going to see him one day soon. So does that mean she's going to go to hell too? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Murderer gets shot by the police or shot by a citizen, and they say, oh, well, he's in a better place now. How?
Right. Facts.
Hey, but you know what? Yeah.
Good.
I was going to try to give her the maximum benefit of the doubt. Let's say he was a good kid. Let's say he was a good kid. It's possible, because I know how we are. It's possible that like his other friends, they did it. They was the ones who snuck in the first couple times, and he was just been with the group, and then they pressure him like, "Ah, you go, shit is sweet," and he may have just gone thinking that it was sweet, like he was just gonna go and come out. But I give I that's the max benefit of that. He may have been a good guy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Maybe he
burglary a
was a
sin?
good athlete.
Yo, Ike, is burglary a sin?
I
don't
think
know.
so, man.
Absolutely.
It's stealing.
Yeah.
It's stealing.
Oh, that
I
right.
think so.
Was not a criminal.
In a letter to the Rosemont Middle School community, school officials extended their sympathy to the family and said their hearts were heavy after learning of the death of a Rosemont student. Additional counseling was made available for any students who needed extra support. In Fort Worth, Olivia Leach, CBS News, Texas.
With the burden of high property taxes already weighing on the residents of Dalton, one would expect the mayor to strive to alleviate this strain. Unfortunately, that's not the case. In an email from Village Administrator Keith Freeman to the Board of Trustees, they are proposing a staggering 4.99% increase in taxes.
With the requested 4.99% increase, with the requested 4.99% increase.
Yes, you heard it right. The mayor, the village administrator, Trustee Stan Brown, and Trustee Andrew Holmes are advocating for raising your taxes. Thanks to the majority of the Board of Trustees, led by Senior Trustee Jason House, a special board meeting was convened. They voted against raising Dalton residents' property taxes.
I mean, from what I read and what I received, that yesterday's meeting would have asked us to vote on a 4.99% increase, meaning increasing our taxes. And today, we are not in support of that.
So my motion is to proceed with the item stated, no absolute zero, well, a zero tax increase and the operating levy reduction to the debt service levy.
I make a motion that we accept that.
A second.
Hearing the motion and second, any further discussion? Okay, I'll ask Clerk Key, please roll call.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown is absent. Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes is absent. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
It's moments like these where the advocacy of conscientious leaders like Senior Trustee Jason House and the supportive board makes a difference. Your property taxes matter, and their commitment to your financial well-being shines through. Let's continue supporting leaders dedicated to keeping Dalton a place where its residents thrive.
Last meeting on the agenda, there was an agenda item to raise the property taxes. Why should we raise taxes for all the lavish spending that's going on by one person?
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
She's a crazy. She's
really
trying to
flying
raise
that money,
she's raising people's taxes because she's running out of money. She needs more. This is town is 20,000 people, man. So she, in order to support her lifestyle, there's not enough people there to tax, so she's got to raise their taxes.
I still can't believe that that lady from Chicago, she was defending this girl like she was her homie or something. It was pathetic, honestly.
They are homies. That's what they do. The sister code.
She's not a good person. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, she got to stay on code. They got to stay on code with each other. It don't matter what they do. And doesn't this mayor of Dalton, don't she got a rap sheet, a little rap sheet?
I think so. I think so.
For scams or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. But she's gonna look fly in that next mugshot, though.
Facts.
Yeah, smash though.
Police find an SUV in Maryland torched, and that was the SUV believed to be the same vehicle wanted in that quadruple shooting that happened just near Nats Park. That's the big story right here at 5 o'clock.
And our Stephanie Ramirez learning more about those victims tonight. She joins us live from the scene with the latest details. Steph.
Jacqueline and Jim, want to show you the white van, or excuse me, the van here where you can see a bullet hole. This is parked outside of the scene here. We learned that this van belongs to the owner of the corner market, right outside the corner market, where this quadruple shooting unfolded yesterday. And you can see on the wall here, just riddled with bullets. And to the side, more neighbors are leaving flowers and stuffed animals behind for the two people killed. One of them, we learned, is a mother whose young children were in school yesterday when this happened.
A mother of young children who were in school yesterday when this happened. Golly, man. Fuck. So she was hanging out on the Ave with the homies. Or maybe she was just going to the store. We don't know. They haven't told us yet.
Yo, but this is the stand in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Bullet
they haven't.
holes.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know who these people are though that got killed, man, because um, it matters if she was just happened to be at the store, or
Yeah,
if she was just out there with the homies. It matters, you know,
it
to
does.
the store.
Were in school yesterday when this happened. Another person here, a man, was killed. We do have their names. Police released their names today. But first, I want you to hear how the suspect vehicle was found. This is from the police dispatch recording site, Open Megahertz.
It's going to be a white Jeep Cherokee. It looks like it's going to be the one that DC just put out for their homicide. It's currently on fire underneath some power lines. It looks like it might be catching power lines, but it's definitely going to catch trees.
And the white SUV police were looking for was found after 7:30 last night in a more remote area of Arnold Road and Whitehall Street in Suitland, Maryland. Police believe that same SUV drove to the corner of Half and O Street Southwest with someone inside opening fire and driving off. Today, police identified the mother killed as 35-year-old Patricia Harris. The man killed as 24-year-old Tyrone Jacobs. Both are of Southwest D.C. What is technically a mass shooting happened a little before noon yesterday. Neighbors not wanting to go on camera are frustrated, saying that they've complained before about people hanging out and the activity outside of the corner market. A violence interrupter we spoke with on scene says they are working to connect people with services. That poverty is a very serious issue here, especially in the neighborhood between the two stadiums.
This is a big problem because we got $1 million structures coming up, $1 billion structures coming up all around this area right here, right? But at the same time, what resources are being poured into this particular community? These people, man.
Plenty of resources are being poured into that community. Plenty. Throughout the decades and the years, those people have plenty of resources. Just because black people don't do anything, they never gain any ground, they never take any steps forward. We can be tricked into believing that nobody's giving us anything, but that's so much. We get actually more resources and more money pumped into our community than any other community. So it's like, yeah, but I can see how this guy, he sees no change ever. He's like, yeah, you're not giving us no money, man. Give us some more money, pump some resources up.
Yes.
This is a big problem because we got $1 million structures coming up, $1 billion structures coming up all around this area right here, right? But at the same time, what resources are being poured into this particular community? These people, man, a lot of them on the corner at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning because they don't have jobs.
And going back to that white suspect SUV, guys, police report says that the Jeep was carjacked from the owner by 3 suspects armed with a gun. And this was around 8 at night Wednesday in front of 25 Peabody Street Northwest. Google says that is the Manor Park neighborhood 7-Eleven. Tonight, there is up to a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Police telling us they are now looking for at least 2 suspects. Guys.
Yo, I like how they said it technically a mass shooting. Right,
Yeah,
technically.
definitely. They try to minimize everything. Try to minimize it if they can.
They're gonna, especially say, well, at least no kid got shot, right?
Right.
Hell.
Breaking news update on a deadly officer-involved shooting in Raleigh this morning. The man shot, who reportedly opened fire on Shelby County Sheriff's deputies, has been identified by authorities this afternoon. Thanks for joining us for the news at 4. I'm Alex Coleman. April Thompson has the afternoon off. The suspect is 31-year-old Jonathan Beatty. Deputies say it all started this morning just before 8.
That's a rough-looking character right there, man.
Yeah. In a better place now, though.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
When they tried to stop Beatty, who was wanted for outstanding criminal warrants in Germantown and Memphis, they ended up in the area of New Allen Road and Victory Ridge Cove. One witness tells News Channel 3 the suspect was driving at least 80 miles per hour, and that's when he crashed into a van and a utility pole.
According to reports from the scene, the driver exited the vehicle and began firing a weapon, resulting in three deputies returning fire, fatally wounding the individual.
None of the deputies was injured, and the person in the van was taken to the hospital, but is going to be okay. Germantown police say this morning Beatty shot a woman in the arm in the 2200 block of Riverdale Road, and they'd been looking for him. News Channel 3's Jessica Gertler has been digging for more information, and we'll have a live report coming up on the news at 5.
Arlington police say a homeowner
Okay,
shot
so
and
there.
killed.
You know what? Press 1 if you're familiar with TD Jakes, man.
He's like the pastor,
Oh,
right?
yeah. What happened to
Yeah.
him? Yeah, I heard something about, but I don't know what. Yeah, let's get into that.
It's some. I don't really know exactly what's going on. Shout out to Miss S66. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Nation. Salute. Salute to Rondez. Gifting 5 new memberships, man. Appreciate you, Rondez, man.
Rondez.
I've seen TD Jakes
coming through again.
LR.
Let's see, TD Jakes, man.
Something with Puffy, right?
I heard something about that, but I haven't been up to date with this.
I never heard of him before till recently.
Oh,
I
really?
never heard of this guy. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
he's
I guess
big
he's
in
like
this
that's what I heard.
big. I seen him
I heard
pull
he's
up
good.
in a brand new Rolls Royce. Like, so
I believe that.
I heard he's good. I heard he's a good speaker.
Yes,
Like
he's
Ak
very,
says.
very good.
Like
Yeah,
Ak
he-
says, the Sunman is a good orator.
Yeah, he's our
the
Jordan
best.
Peterson.
He's the best one we got as far as preachers and shit.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you?
That's your man.
So they're trying. I think they're trying to. I gotta figure out they're showing all this zesty shit he be doing. But I wouldn't be surprised if a black preacher turned out to be a fucking homo.
My birthday is tomorrow. His wife's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday!
I wouldn't be surprised either, Ak, especially after Eddie Long. Like, and they really tried to hush that story up.
Yeah, I mean, all of them, like literally all of them.
There's a few number of ladies on social media coming out and they speaking.
He looks
So
actually
this
tough.
is happening right now, and I feel like we should talk about it. You know what I mean? A few number of ladies on social media are coming out and they're speaking about the fact that they are looking for love, and here are the things that will make sure that they don't find love.
Oh, there's some other shit. Somebody just put. Okay, here we go. This sister look like
That she knows. She in the loop.
Yeah, exactly. Smashed too.
So this morning I saw a post that was shared by a friend of mine on Facebook. It said, "Tim, if we
No, too much filter, but no.
You think that's her lips right there? You think that's her lips?
No, that's a filter. Too much filter. Too much filter. This is why do they got all this other shit going on the TV? Hold on.
And then you find out that
dancing to single ladies for TD
Oh, hell no. That's definitely not me.
Damn. The new day,
Alonzo, man, what's up? Is this normal procedure, man?
Negative.
Is that part of training?
Negative. I've never seen that ever. You know,
Really?
That's the community relations.
If
division.
I had a rookie get in my car and we go to a call and he does that, I will leave him there.
Right. He's gonna be the boss one day.
Look at the way TD looking at him. TD look happy, man.
Like hand in his pocket and all.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
God.
That's crazy.
Oh God. Let's see this. Oh. So he's supposed to be gay now. Like TD Jakes is supposed to be gay.
Would you come tell what the Lord told you?
God bless you. It's caught me a little off guard, Bishop. A couple of, what was it, 3 or 4 days ago? 3 or 4 days ago, I called. I was at Manpower and being blessed. Wrote my check out. I said, you know, I didn't have my checkbook when I got to Pastor White's. When I got to a woman that I loosed the night before, and Pastor White said, you know, write a check for $113,000 for those of you who can. Write a check for $113 for Psalms 113. And I wrote a check for $113,000. And I admit, my intention was to just leave the check and bless God. Because, see, I love to give. I've been a giver all my life. And when people have given to you and sown into you, and God has touched them and given you favor, because, see, when you have favor with, come on, somebody.
It's Tyler Perry, right?
See, they don't want.
Yeah, you give money. And listen, man, I have no problem with tithing. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that. You know, I mean, all churches. I've been to a Spanish, church. The motherfucker was begging for $100. He's like, I know somebody ain't got $100 and shit. Little Latino churches, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but if they pull up in a fucking BMW though, and a Benz, that's not cool, right?
But you gotta understand, like Deion Sanders is in the crowd, or a lot of celebrities. This is like a celebrity church. Like he's the pastor for like a lot of celebrities, like Diddy and stuff like that. So it's not like it's just all regular people in the church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even in regular churches, though, they pull up in Cadillacs. Like,
yeah, definitely. But you know what, man? I mean, what is the preacher supposed to pull up in? Think about it though. Like, I'm not saying that I agree with this stuff. Is all it's all game and shit like this. But what is the preacher supposed to pull up?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure the Bible says had the kingdom belongs to the the downtrodden, right? And the rich are not, I mean, that's what the Bible said. I didn't say that. The Bible said it.
Pious. He should be pious and meek. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, should he not?
But see, these preachers down here in the South, like in Georgia, they have like PD Jakes, Rolls Royces. Some of them even fly helicopters to their church that they own. So it's like, what's the need for you to have a helicopter just to fly from this church, then fly to another church just to preach?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I'm not giving you $1. I'm sorry, Chief.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're not in the you don't believe in that stuff. Like these people, like they kind of like believe. Like I believe that these people believe in God and the Christianity and all that stuff.
I've heard of people that are vulnerable being exploited by these dudes, and people that don't have the money giving it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of them though, some of them are supposed to, not all, I don't know what the percentage is, but they're actually supposed to actually work, like have an actual job. I think they're not supposed to, that's not supposed to be like their main job. Like some of them have jobs. They should actually have jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus was a damn carpenter and all those other guys, they all had jobs. So if they have a job, you know what I'm saying, and they pull up in the Rolls or whatever, and if it's their job money, I think that's one thing. But yeah, if they don't got no job and they just milking the church, that's where it's foul.
Yeah, but TD Jakes is a mega church. Like he has like 20, maybe 10,000 people in the church during the sermon. You know what I'm saying? And countless celebrities sitting in the front row.
Understand it where I come from. They don't understand it in Hollywood, but I'm going to tell you.
So he don't even got to touch the church when he drop a book. Exactly. That's like $100,000.
That's
speaking
true. That's true
engagements.
too.
Speaking engagements.
Right.
He
Right.
gets paid, $10,000 to go speak here, 5,000 to go speak here, 20,000 to go speak.
It's something about the blood of Jesus. All of my life, my mother, she didn't have much to give me. She didn't have millions of dollars. She didn't have some legacy, but she had Jesus. And she taught me about that God. So I didn't even know that he was trying to build this youth center. I didn't even know it, but I know how important the youth are. So we were sitting in the service, and I leaned up toward him, and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million. So
And he's a homo too, right? Tyler Perry, right?
Damn.
Or half a homo, right?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've never seen him like with a girlfriend or like. I'm not saying that means anything, but he's always like had that vibe, like strange man.
Don't he be cross dressing too? Like, isn't he an actor?
Well, that doesn't bother me because like that used to be funny back in the day. Like guys, comedy. That used to be like a part of comedy.
Yeah,
but,
like mine.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I can't be mad. Miss Doubtfire, Robin Harris, Tootsie,
Big Mama's house.
Yeah, he did Toots, and it's been a lot of guys dress up like women. It used to be funny. Now it's all like this black masculinity shit. But that doesn't make me think you're gay. What makes me think you're gay is like, yo, you just a big man and you just always like
his affect.
You never linked any women. You never you never shoot down gay rumors like that. He's like, you live in Atlanta. Like we never never dated a woman in the public eye ever. Like for 20 years you've been in the public eye, you've never dated a woman publicly, and you're not married, and you have no kids, and you're like got hella gay rumors about you, and you never like refute them. And he writes women's like stories. Like most of his stuff is like women's. Most of his movies and his shows are geared towards women.
So when you got up here and you said $1 million, I said, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know I heard your voice. Hey!
I remember when I would go to church that I used to try to speak in tongues, and my boy he was speaking tongues like this was in the early 2000s. He was speaking tongues and he would say Hamadabosha.
What's the purpose of that?
It's
Hey,
like
I'm sorry to interrupt. Didn't I remember you reported, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, how prior to the end of slavery, there weren't a lot of churches, but they were created after slavery as a means for people to get prestige off the plantation. Was that something you reported on? Or did I hear that somewhere else?
You might have heard that somewhere else, but I am familiar with that. Like, yeah, definitely. Some men preachers are crooks, man. They're always ex crooks, ex felons. Even on Pastor Manning, he did time. He was locked up in the penitentiary.
Wow.
So it's like they're all crooks to some degree.
Yeah, it just seems like a big scam, a whole huge scam.
They be giving me pimp vibes, the Baptist.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
a lot of pimps did become preachers, but then in this last generation, a lot of street hustlers became preachers. So it's like whoever's got the streets is gonna like transition after they do their time or whatever, is gonna transition into the pulpit.
Yeah.
But why were you speaking in tongue again? I don't get it.
No, I was going to church. I went to a Baptist church. I was in a Baptist church.
Right, but what I'm saying though,
I tried to speak in tongues. No, I tried. My boys, he could do it. I never got the spirit to speak in tongues, but a few times, and then it's like a spirit. Like you let yourself go to the Holy Ghost. You gotta let yourself go. You
I
know what I'm
got
saying? The
you.
Holy
I
Ghost
got
and
you.
all that stuff. And the women be, old women be up there dancing. I've been, you know what I'm saying? I'm a son man. I've been to those churches, man.
I told you before. I went to a black church once, and it was pretty lit. I liked it. It was better than
Yeah.
ours. Ours are pretty
Yeah.
depressing. Like I
No
come out
doubt.
of
You're
church sometimes
Catholics though.
depressed.
You're Catholics. That's why.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, Catholicism is up and down. You
It's
standing
very
up, down
sound.
your
Yeah,
knees,
yeah.
standing up, down your knees,
Exactly.
standing up, down your knees. They
Exactly.
keep you moving, man.
Right. When I
I'm going to tell you right now, when you hear the voice of God, you move. Don't worry about what nobody says to you. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about your enemy. Don't worry about your hater. He will bless you. He will lift you. He will give.
See, it just seems like he's acting. It don't even seem like he's sincere. It seems like a whole orchestration to get people emotionally,
Look how many people are there, though. Look at that audience. I mean, he's a performer. Look at that audience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just seems like a huge performance. It's so fake. It just seems so fake to me.
it's a pretty good performance. I'll give him that. I mean,
No doubt.
like I said, like it's true. Some people are very good orators. They are.
Yeah, definitely. But what good it does. I mean, you would think we would have better economics. I think it was it was Boyce Watkins. I know you're familiar with him.
Yes.
And he was speaking on Hollywood and how the Jews there's a book out, how the Jews created Hollywood. And it was because they couldn't get into the economy because there was discrimination in hiring when they first got here. And so they create Hollywood, and now Hollywood's this big thing. It's very successful, and Black people don't seem to be able to get paid as well. That was the whole premise of what he was speaking about. But here's the thing. The Jews did create it, though. Why, if we can create this type of, economy in a church, can't that transcend into our communities? Why are our communities so poor still? If it was real and not just a big show.
Yeah, for example, it's a pastor down here named Creflo Dollar, and
There you
in
go.
his church, in the front, he has an ATM right there in the front. His net worth is over 30 million, but of course he's not going to give pour any of that into the
That's
community.
crazy.
I mean, his name is Creflo Dollar, for God's sakes.
Right. But Black folks do pretty good in Hollywood, though, right? I mean, Black folks are. They're overrepresented in media.
Well, Taraji P. Henson was just crying about pay. She wants to quit. I know you guys have heard about that. She's crying on satellite, Sirius Radio, or whoever show she was on, talking about she's quitting because of not being paid fairly. So there's always that, where we complain and complain and complain. But at the end of the day, Hollywood was not created by us for us. But that's a whole different story. But when it comes
are over Hollywood, though. You guys are all over Hollywood. Is that inaccurate?
No, that's why she wants to be paid better, because she's all over the place.
Right.
Well, look, also, turn your TV on right now. You're gonna see a shitload of some people. I'm telling you. I mean, I think they're pretty successful in it.
Did again?
Like, if you turn on your TV right now, go to a random channel, you're gonna see a bunch of Black people on there. Black people are getting hired into Hollywood.
Yeah.
No, the argument is not about us being visible. It's about the pay.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Monique but Monique's a different story, and what her issue was, because Monique, she signed her contract. She didn't complain about the contract. She just complained about afterwards they wanted her to promote the movie. They didn't want her to pay. They didn't want to pay her to promote the movie. So that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
But with Taraji, she signs the contract for the pay, but now complains about the pay.
Right. Well, I understand what you're saying, but my point is, you don't see many Sandmen. You don't see many Tigers.
Oh, no doubt.
You don't see many Umbritos. You see a lot of Sun people.
No doubt.
I don't know
and so,
ways.
oh well, she gets paid sufficiently as far as I'm concerned, but she was crying about it. And you always find us crying about whether we're not present at the Oscars so white, and a bunch of other delusional nonsense.
Delusional as hell. They've been bending over backwards to to address that. Bend
But at the end of
over
the day,
backwards.
but and we should be grateful because at the end of the day, the Jews created Hollywood. We didn't create it. But you see here, we've done a lot with the church, but yet our communities don't look that like we've done anything. That's the problem. The Jews created Hollywood. The Jews communities aren't looking like our communities. So you have to wonder what are they doing with all this prosperity in the church? It doesn't seem to transcend into the communities that are always complaining about crime and poverty, this and that. Why? They've got all this prosperity in the church.
But another thing is like Atlanta and Georgia, they're doing a lot of filming down here. They call it the Black Hollywood. And of course, Tyler Perry Studios is down here, and he's basically running all of that. And a lot of other films like the Avengers, they film at his studio, but you still hear people who act in Tyler Perry movies complain about pay, and they're working for him. They're not working for anybody else. So I mean, yeah, exactly. So even if so, it still will always be room for them to complain about something.
No doubt.
Yeah, the whole industry is on strike. Aren't they still on strike or something? The Actors Guild.
I thought they just came off a strike.
They just came off of it.
Yeah, they just got
recently.
done. Yeah,
but that's the thing though. But they can run with that, like especially because of the feminists, and they've been talking about that a lot, the pay gap and all that stuff. Like we're gonna run with whoever is making noise.
Yeah,
I agree.
Stephanie, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I live in Jacksonville. I've lived here for decades now, but I'm from New Jersey originally, born and raised.
You said Jackson?
Jacksonville. I've lived here for decades, so that's where I live. But I'm from New Jersey originally, born and raised in New Jersey.
Oh, gotcha.
But raised my daughter here in Jacksonville, Florida. She's grown now, so she lives in Atlanta. My daughter.
Jacksonville sounds rough.
Well, like I was telling the chat earlier, not for me. I live in a very nice neighborhood. I don't really. I stay away from the riffraff. So I don't know what they describe as a bad city. I don't see that on a daily basis.
So if you don't mind me asking you, what's the demographics of your neighborhood? More or less.
Probably 80%. Well, no, it's probably more than that now. They've gentrified it. When I moved into the neighborhood, it was probably 80% white. But it's probably about 95% white now. They've gentrified.
Damn.
Sounds boring.
Sounds
quiet.
Very peaceful. I mean, it's in the heart of Jacksonville, not far from downtown, but it's very, very quiet now. It used to be quite an interesting area because my house is like 100 years old. So it's a very old neighborhood. And with the way the city at one point was very segregated, and primarily it was a white neighborhood in the early 20th century. And then white people started to leave and go into the suburbs, and the city went into disrepair, right? So that's around the time I bought my house in the 90s. And they were just trying to bring it back. It's right by the river, so it's a beautiful area, but it was in disrepair because white people had left. They had abandoned the cities. So then they started coming back, and now, houses are going for $500,000 in the neighborhood. That's for little houses too, little bungalows and things like that. Yeah. So it's very, very safe here. I stay pretty much in my own neck of the woods. I don't try to venture into certain parts of town because you already know.
Yeah.
But I work in a Title I school. So it's like, I see it. I just don't live in it. I'm not in it all the time.
I got you. Yeah, I can understand that. And when you were in Jersey, when you were younger, what kind of neighborhood did you grow up in? Was it a nicer neighborhood? Was it a rough neighborhood?
It was a very nice neighborhood. It was Cranberry, New Jersey. It's Middlesex County, Hightstown and Cranberry. Very, very nice neighborhood. So that's all I ever knew. I didn't really, not to say when you're Black, you always have experiences where you see poverty. My mother was born in poverty to a large extent. She was not born in wealth. She was able to climb out of poverty through education, but it's not like my grandmother, she died on welfare basically by choice. So it's not like I haven't seen poverty, but I think it's a choice to whether you want to stay in poverty or if you want something better. It's not something that you are, in this country at least, you don't have to stay in poverty. That's a myth, that you just have to stay poor because you're Black, because of racism. Because with education, you can do anything if you get an education. So that's kind of my mindset, and how I was brought up, basically, just to have not have a poverty mindset, to have a mindset of just getting an education and living the best life you can possibly live in this country, because there's so many opportunities. Unfortunately, that's not what the mainstream media wants to tell us now.
Well, we don't need them to tell us that. That's what the culture says about its own anyway. But you sound very reasonable. You sound like you voted for Trump, right?
Yeah, I did, but I voted for him the second time. I was telling Op, it was after COVID. It was actually when COVID hit that I finally had my awakening. I always kind of knew something wasn't right, but because I've been first I was independent, and then I was no party affiliated for, like, we're talking 25 years or more. I had left the Democratic Party, but I didn't vote Republican until after COVID, because I always thought Republicans were the problem. And it wasn't until after COVID that I was like, oh, no. This is some BS, and I started to really, really peel back the onion and realize the Republican Party was lying. Because even though I was no party affiliated, I still always voted Democrat up until the year I voted for Trump, for which he lost. And again, I realized that was also a way in which to control people, because he shouldn't have lost. That didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. So did you used to be woke? Would you say you were woke?
I would say I leaned more woke, because I felt like Republicans were, I was taught Republicans were racist.
Yeah.
That it was the Republican of Lincoln who wasn't, and ever since that they had switched, and that now Republicans were racist. It was so funny because my mother voted for Bush, and me and my daughter both, she was still living with me at the time when she voted for Bush, and we were bullying my mom because we were like, how could you vote for Bush? He's racist. And it's so funny. My mom has to laugh now. She says, so you finally get it. I mean, I come to a point where when I voted for, I forget who she voted for after. She didn't vote for Obama, but she wouldn't tell us, because she knew we were going to bully her, because I voted for Obama. That was another reason I kind of woke up. When Obama was a complete and total failure, and everything he preached about was a lie, that I finally realized, oh, okay, there's no room for us in the Democratic Party. That's just a way to get our vote, to control us. They are not for Black people at all. I don't care who they throw up there. They are just trying to manipulate us for our vote and hold us hostage. And so after that, and then COVID, I said I will never vote for the Democratic Party ever again in life. And I've lost, friends, and and I've had issues with family members because of the way I vote now. My own father, he said he would write me out the will if he found out I voted for Trump.
Dang.
So I told him I voted down ballot, but I didn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't just not vote for Trump. I couldn't do it.
Let me read some of these super chats. Salute to Run DAZ. I don't care where you come from, just that you're here. Merry Christmas, Op Nation.
Merry
Salute
Christmas.
To Run DAZ. Jerry Judge Hines says, Merry Xmas, acolytes. Shout out to Jerry Judge Hines. I think he's on the panel. Salute to CA, Op Nation Hall of Famer.
Hey, boo.
Shout out to Marcy 500A. Speaking in tongues meant to speak in another language, to share the gospel. It's meant to be done with the help of a translator. unless they're trying to show off and bring attention to themselves. That's what we was doing.
Right.
But you did feel the ghost. I've gotten the Holy Ghost. I can tell you that much. I've gotten the Holy Ghost in church.
All right. Salute Mossy, my man Mossy. What up?
Sometimes you spend too much time worried about your haters. You spend too much time worried about people talking about you. But what you need to understand is that the Bible says in order for you to be blessed, your haters have to be present. How do I know that? The book of Psalms says he prepareth a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So in order for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his hair. God, I thank you for your blessings.
Come on, somebody give God some praise. He's pushing that baby out. Come on, he's pushing that baby out. Somebody holler, push, push. Now come on and praise it. I can't hear you praise him. Praise him.
Gotta love
These
a good
people,
black church.
but these people go to church for this. The people that are in church want to feel this. They want that feeling.
Yeah.
They go into church for that feeling, for this, and in return, they pay. They pay for it. Now everybody doesn't pay, but some people pay.
Yeah, those skills act are great for when you're campaigning for state's attorney, but they don't help you for shit when you're trying to prosecute crime.
Yeah. This is I still got I gotta look into the Diddy angle of this.
So this is TD Jake's daughter, Cora. She is the one that kidnapped this woman's baby by saying, okay, well, I'm going to let you get yourself together. She took the woman's baby and never wanted to give the baby back, took the woman to court and said that basically she was unfit. And this is the woman's name in the comment section, right? Cool. And this is her husband. Oh, he's in prison right now, baby. He molested this little girl, which I don't want to show her face because she's a child, but he molested her multiple times. And I just find it weird how TD Jakes has never spoke up about it. I just find it so disgusting how y'all try to act so high and mighty and y'all thought that God was not going to expose you because you're playing fake. Oh, baby, God, the real true God, did not like fake people. You cannot do things under God's name and it claim to be of God and then you don't expect to get exposed. Baby, what? Especially when your daughter got pregnant at 15 and you tried to disrespect her in public. And y'all allowed the church to disrespect her in public.
Was that the big news?
I heard it was something with Puffy, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Anybody knows? He went to a Diddy party.
Yeah, I heard he was partying with Puffy with dudes, basically.
Go up.
Yeah,
Is
they
that
were
him on the
having
floor?
they were having freak offs. They were doing freak off parties.
Let's see. Oh wow.
Yo, Puffy's poisonous right now, right? Puffy,
Who exposed that? Who exposed that he was doing freak off parties?
Apparently, Cassie turned over some tapes to the police.
Oh, and in there, it was TD Jakes was in there.
Apparently that's why Diddy paid her off so quick because he assumed she wasn't going to turn over whatever she had.
Oh,
but
she
ended up
turned it over.
Yeah, but she since turned it over after she got her money.
Wow. Wow. Fuck her then. He should take the money back. No, I mean, I get it. He should be able to get his money back.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that because the feds have the tapes now. So I don't know.
Right, but she asked for a payment. He gave that shit expeditiously.
I know, but he gave it not for the tapes. He gave it because he acknowledged the assault or whatever he did to her. But he never said, "Oh, I'm paying you this money. You can't show the tape."
Yeah,
she
but
though
it's
had
understood. It's
apparently,
understood, man.
but apparently the tapes were actually Kim Porter's tapes that she had. It's a lot. It's all over the internet though. But apparently the feds have it right now.
Wait, 30 million.
And you so-called. I don't know how much
you wait $30 million with no NDA.
Yeah,
that's kind of strange, but okay.
Yeah.
That don't apply to cops, though. No, that don't apply to law enforcement, right?
No, but I mean, if they subpoenaed it, then she got to give it up. But I mean, if she just gave it up willingly,
yeah.
But then it's going to be separate because you have a civil case. A civil case is totally different than a criminal case. So even if they rule in a civil case, it won't apply to anything criminally. So if the law enforcement gets those tapes from her, it won't affect that civil case.
Modern church going fakers.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You look just like the sinner. You act just like the sinner.
That's right.
And you think just like the sinner.
That's right. That's right.
That's why you find TD Jakes hanging out with Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Happy birthday to you. We love you, man.
And you.
I don't know if that's an indictment, but okay.
well, we'll follow that up, man, sometime down the line. Let's do one more city before we get out of here, man.
Jackson, Mississippi.
We did Jackson a little while ago, like the other day, remember?
I was dead, right? And I think it was kind of dead, right?
Ain't nothing going on.
Maybe all the shooters got shot.
Right, or locked up.
Can you do Jacksonville since we're so violent here?
Sure, man.
Yo, I could have sworn it was crazy over there. I could have sworn Jacksonville was lit. He's saying it's not.
About to find out.
Yeah.
It's lit, man. There's probably some people down there doing that shit too, right? You know, Burritos ain't doing nothing down there, right?
I don't know. Maybe it's some burritos, man. You don't know.
The Umbritos live in Clay County for the most part.
Maybe it's the Black and Brown Coalition, not?
Nope.
Hold on, let me share my screen. I gotta share my screen. I forgot to share my screen. Let's see.
Right now at 6 o'clock, for the first time today, we saw Virgilio Aguilar Mendez in the St. Johns County courtroom. The 18-year-old is facing a manslaughter charge. Investigators blame him for the death of Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Michael Kunovich. Sergeant Kunovich died in May. The trouble began when he reported a suspicious person, Aguilar Mendez, standing outside a closed business in St. Augustine.
Yes, and Kunovich collapsed following a struggle with Aguilar Mendez, who speaks little English. The sergeant later died at the hospital. Earlier this week, the medical examiner released a report which concluded that Kunovich died of natural causes of cardiac dysrhythmia. News4Jax reporter Marilyn Parker was inside the courtroom in Maryland. The judge acknowledged that he was entitled to.
Yes, and the state agreed with that acknowledgement because he's not charged with a capital felony. Now, why it took them 7 months of Aguilar Mendez sitting in jail for them to reach that agreement is unclear. But even if he were let out, there is an immigration hold on him. So he would be taken into federal custody, making it a challenge to face the charges in this case. The question to the court: is Virgilio Aguilar Mendez competent to stand trial? The 18-year-old from Guatemala is accused of manslaughter in the death of St. Johns County Sheriff Deputy Michael Kunovich.
4 feet tall.
First competency hearing Friday, psychologists describe Aguilar Mendez's thinking as concrete.
He didn't know the names of the legal charges, and I explained what the names were, and I explained what they were. Most important than the names is that he couldn't understand that he was being accused of manslaughter and that involves someone dying.
They say he has a 6th grade level education, tends to answer yes, no matter the question, gives inconsistent information, and has trouble retaining information.
So this is what's coming across the border?
Yo, maybe that sister from Chicago was right, Chase.
Yikes.
Yo, and he gets the resist arrest, and the cop dies, and he gets a bond. Yo, why is this guy even still in the country, man? Punch his ass out of the country tomorrow.
Can they please just say, is he retarded or not? That's the question.
I want to know why he's alive still, personally. If the cops are out here shooting POC, willy-nilly.
Yeah. You gotta mute yourself, Stephanie. You I can hear that shit. I don't know if y'all can. I can hear like it's like I can hear myself.
Oh yeah.
Matter the question, gives inconsistent information and has trouble retaining information. In addition, his primary language is called ma'am, a dialect adopted from Spanish. 2 defense witnesses believe Aguilar Mendez is intellectually disabled. The state's argument is shown in this report with transcripts from when Aguilar Mendez was questioned by detectives using a translator.
Where do you think that argument stands? Because he was able to comprehend or respond with that detective efficiently through that long transcript.
Well, we heard testimony today from 2 of the 3 experts and also representative from the Guatemalan Mayan Center that there's cultural issues there. That could be interrelated to his mental health issues, where they seem to just agree and go along with everything, because if they don't, it's a sign of disrespect.
The state also questioned Aguilar Mendez's best effort to understand what's going on.
That's horseshit, right, Wicked?
What?
You guys agree with everything, or it's disrespect if you don't agree with everything somebody said?
Nah, that's bullshit. I mean, some people are very well-mannered for sure, but come on now.
I mean, what are they trying to say? Because he's
And now to a story
from like a village or something in the mountains or some shit. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, he speaks a dialect of Spanish.
Yeah.
He doesn't even speak the real.
And now to a story I've been covering for months. Tomorrow will be the first time we see Virgilio Aguilar Mendez in court. He's charged with manslaughter in the death of St. Johns County Sergeant Deputy Michael Kunovich. It happened in May when Kunovich reported a suspicious person standing outside of a closed business. After a struggle with Aguilar Mendez, Kunovich collapsed and died at the hospital. We now know he died of natural causes from a cardiac dysrhythmia. Now, this case is moving forward with some of the most significant developments happening just this week. And it's not over yet. We want to take you step by step, revisiting how we got here. May 19th, 2023. St. Johns County Sheriff Sergeant Deputy Michael Kunovich approaches a man at a closed business next to his Super 8 hotel off State Road 16 in St. Augustine. At this point, we knew there was a struggle between Kunovich and the man. Following the struggle, Kunovich collapsed and died at the hospital. Virgilio Aguilar Mendez is charged with felony murder and resisting an officer with violence.
and the struggle was on with Sergeant Michael Kunovich.
On May 25th, Sheriff Robert Hardwick speaks publicly about what happened at a Violence Against Police news conference. The next day, Sky 4 flew over the funeral service for Sergeant Kunovich. On June 8th, the autopsy is done, but we don't learn this until later on in the year. July 21st, the felony murder charge for Aguilar Mendez is reduced to aggravated manslaughter. On August 1st, his defense attorney ordered a psychological evaluation. By October 11th, the evaluation is done. On November 21st, his defense attorney files this motion for a hearing and to set a bond. In the filing, we learn Aguilar Mendez speaks very little English, is from Guatemala, was waiting on a court date for an immigration hearing, and was working at local farms in St. Augustine while staying at the Super 8 hotel. The defense filing also said Deputy Kunovich died from a heart attack and released body camera video from the incident. The video shows a language barrier and a minutes-long struggle to detain him. On December 11th, Aguilar Mendez's family back in Guatemala retains a civil attorney. On December 15th, national media outlets start picking up the story. December 19th, News4Jax tries to speak with Sheriff Hardwick about the incident, but they decline to comment. The next day, the sheriff's office releases a 44-page incident report with several accounts from deputies who responded to the call, an interview with Aguilar Mendez, and the medical examiner's report. It says Deputy Kunovich's cause of death was cardiac dysrhythmia, the result of damaged arteries and high blood pressure. The manner of death was natural, and the contributing cause was physical exertion and possible emotional stress while apprehending a fleeing suspect. Now, Aguilar Mendez's civil attorney sent me this statement following the cause of death being released. It says in part, in light of these revelations, we implore the Office of the State Attorney for the 7th Judicial Circuit of Florida to drop all charges against Mr. Aguilar Mendez and that he be released from jail where he has been for the past 7 months for a crime he did not commit. Now, tomorrow at 9 a.m., there will be a hearing for evidence and motion to set a bond. News4Jax will be in the courtroom. We'll bring you the latest both on air and online at News.
What are your thoughts?
There's no way he's 4 feet. You think he's 4 out? There's no way he's 4 feet.
Nah, man, he's a teeny little guy, man.
He's not dumb enough to not know how to use a cell phone. He got a whole cell phone in his hand, and he knows how to pick strawberries. So,
Yeah, but he couldn't. I don't think he, criminally tried to kill the cop. I think it was natural causes. I mean, he was a language barrier.
But he resisted. If resisting arrest is a felony and someone dies in the commission of the felony,
I can't agree with that.
But what if he couldn't understand the commands the police officer was giving him because of the language?
Come on, man. If a police is coming up to you and trying to put you in handcuffs, you understand that, man. Come on.
See, I hear
but why? But why was he being put in handcuffs? What was he doing?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, somebody got some.
That's Judy.
That's not me. That's not me. I don't know. I kind of feel like it was unfortunate the police officer died of natural causes. Other than that, I don't think he'd be charged with murder. Is he being charged with the cop's murder?
He's being here with manslaughter for the death.
Yeah, aggravated.
Yeah,
aggravated manslaughter. I don't know.
I think it's shitty luck that he died on him.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because I think it was a language barrier. But with that said, though, I mean, shit. Look, he's dead now. It's on you. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I'm with the resisting though. Definitely, he should be hit with the resisting. That cop probably should have ate one less cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not only just about cheeseburgers and stuff like that. Like doing a job like this, you have so many moments in it. And he did 17 years of it where you get into chases, you get into shootouts, your heart rate goes up and then it goes down. And then you might have another chase or a foot chase in that same shift. Your heart rate goes up and down. It's like riding a roller coaster, multiple times throughout the day for 17 years.
Right.
Yeah, so what do you think? Reports they clogged arteries, though. That's why I was saying cheeseburger.
I understand that, but it's not only just because of that. Yeah, we have a lot of officers have unhealthy
Yeah,
eating habits.
100%.
But the thing is that he's resisting arrest. If his ass was in Guatemala and those Guatemala officers pulled up on him, I bet he wouldn't resist.
Yeah, you might have a point on
The
that.
uniform was the same around this whole world.
Yeah.
So we think, So we think about the manslaughter. Or you think he should be here with the manslaughter?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and especially if the prosecutor can bring forth the case and say if it wasn't for him resisting, then he wouldn't have had that heart attack that day. And I mean, they do it all the time for the criminals. They you know, like for example, that case with the EMS workers where they gave the suspect ketamine and they said he died because they gave him too much
Lies of the
ketamine.
plane.
You know what I mean?
Yo,
Yeah.
I look. If Strawberry goes to prison, Dance Goofy goes to prison too. Fuck it.
Man, listen. You guys are not sending up your best wicked.
Right now, the 10 o'clock news, the wrong-way driver accused of killing this Creekside High School graduate will stay behind bars for now. It was the outcome that Trenton Stewart's family was hoping for during a hearing today.
The 18-year-old Stetson University football player was killed 7 months ago while he was back in town after his freshman year. Ariel Montegudo, who is now in a wheelchair, is charged with vehicular homicide. Police say he slammed his Mercedes head-on into Stewart's Trailblazer on Old St. Augustine Road back in May. The arrest report said Montegudo was speeding. And News4Jack's reporter Ariel Schiller joins us now with what else Stewart's parents are saying about this hearing and really how they want to honor their son's memory.
Yeah, you know, this is the first holiday season that the Trenton Stewart's family is spending without him, and it's understandably tough. But his parents say Montegudo's bond reduction being denied is a win for the community.
It's about keeping our community safe, and that's what's most important and has been most important to me as a mom from the very beginning.
Trenton Stewart's parents, Robert and Mandy, are thankful that Ariel Montegudo's bond reduction was denied Thursday afternoon. His bond is set at $750,000. His lawyer argued the bond was excessive, saying that there's no evidence to prove he can pay it. She argued that if there was a reasonable bond set, Montegudo would live in Jacksonville with his girlfriend and newborn daughter.
I understand, Your Honor, that there is the benefit to the community element, but Mr. Montegudo is confined to a wheelchair. He said to me that he cannot drive, and he has no intention to drive.
The state attorney's office argued this is a rare case because Montegudo is facing his second vehicular homicide charge. Montegudo received.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, is this Jacksonville?
Yes, it's Jacksonville, man.
We 3 for 3, Chief. What is this, the Umbrito Hour?
This the Umbrito Hour. I'm sorry, Wicked, but this feels good for a change of pace.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
man.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Jacksonville because we got Albuquerque and maybe Jacksonville. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Hey, make sure you hit the like button. We kind of get 300 likes before the show's over, man. Damn, second vehicular manslaughter. Fuck.
And he has no intention to drive.
The state attorney's office argued this is a rare case because Montegudo is facing his second vehicular homicide charge. Montegudo received the first charge in Broward County. He spent 10 years in prison for hitting and killing a person in 2001.
Damn, man.
Yeah, this is their crime.
Yeah,
this is their crime, though.
Yeah,
you guys do this.
Yeah, driving drunk and taking off.
If they let him out, he's going to get us a pack of Coronas and crawl his way from that wheelchair into a car. And hit someone else.
Yo, let me guess. It was a pickup truck.
No, I don't know what it was. All I know is it could have been a Camaro with flames on the side.
Yeah, Honda Civic.
The teddy bear hanging from the exhaust pipe.
With the dice on the rear mirror.
Yeah, man. This is golly, man.
Person in 2001. He questioned whether Montegudo was unable to walk or drive despite being in a wheelchair.
Certainly, if he is working in a number of other counties, and his arrests and citations in the past few years are Orange County, Osceola County, Broward County, as well as Duval County. He's getting around to these counties somewhere, somehow, and that would mean that he is driving.
For Trenton's parents, it's difficult to be in the courthouse and in the same room as Montegudo. especially as their first Christmas without him approaches. They say every time they show up to a court hearing, they're honoring their son's memory.
Just leaving the world in a better place than we found it. Doing everything.
Damn, you gliders, man. Y'all be taking it on the fucking chin, man. Fuck.
In the ass more.
We can,
Right.
no matter how difficult it is to sit through
Chin
things
and
like we
ass.
did today.
Chill.
Keeping a focus on scholarships and giving back to the community, because that's exactly what he.
And listen to what the gliders say. Listen to what they say. Listen, this is gliders.
He shall keep a room. He shall keep a room.
Doing everything that we can, no matter how difficult it is to sit through things like we did today. Keeping a focus on scholarships and giving back to the community, because that's exactly what he would be doing.
The Trenton Stewart Foundation has a goal of advocating for a law in his memory that would require an automatic increase in sentencing guidelines for repeat offenders of vehicular homicide and or DUI manslaughter. The next hearing for Monteagudo is scheduled for January 22nd. Reporting live, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.
My God, man. And on that note, man.
On the good note.
Great show. Great show, man. Hit the like button on the way out.
All right, y'all.
Save that time.
Night, guys. Thanks for having me up.
Bye. Peace.
Salute.
Peace.